All right, all right, all right. What is going on, or what is glowing on? As you all know, I'm a little behind today, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I'm about to drop the link, so we're going to open up the panel. We're gonna make this a conversation about whatever you guys want to talk about. So, it's been a minute since we've done this and just had a kind of like open chat style. So I'm going to drop the link and we're going to see who comes up, who steps up. All right. So, oh, and RCE, I don't just give mods for being first. No, 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 no. That's not the way it works. I give mods, I give torches and wrenches to people that, there's consistency, but also I always chat with my wrenchers. I've chatted with them beforehand. Like some people that I've given wrenches to, we've had correspondences either through email or Zoom. I've been doing some Zoom brunches. Y'all know I've been on that. Can I get some props? I think I've kind of invented that. If I see someone in another stream or something, or if it's someone new that I've noticed, I'll say, hey, let's do a Zoom brunch. And so yeah, I'll mod you up. If you don't stop calling me babe, RCE, I told you I'm not gonna mod you until we have a conversation, because I need to make sure um I need to make sure we have some certain things understood, because I don't think you have listened to me not one time when I have asked you to not to not call me babe. I told you my daddy calls me baby girl, and that's it. That's it. People call me babe when we're dating, and you and I are not. And I told you I don't date younger men, and definitely would not be interested in a 19-year-old. My gosh. You're oh, actually I do. I have a nephew that's older than you, but I'm about to say you're not even, you know, you're younger than all of my nephews. It's just uncomfortable. But you're actually older than only one of my nephews. So there is the link so we can go in. I'm sending this email, y'all. So excuse me, I'm gonna put myself on. No, no one's better than Richard. Hey, Coco Butter Bobby. Hey, y'all. I'm sending an email really quick, y'all. So I'm a little distracted, but one moment. Did you just say that's crazy? What the F? What's crazy? That my daddy is you're not my dad. My dad's the best. He was a guest. And I'm telling you, y'all was in here. Y'all was in here for Richard. I was very pleased that everybody was coming through for Richard. Y'all was in here for Richard. Y'all was asking him questions. I loved it. Daddy confirmed that yes, indeed. My real name is what it is. Amen. And why I was named that. No, my daddy is not an Omega. He's not an Omega. That's what they used to say my name in Miami, everybody. Omega. Courtney Omega. I think I do. I think I have a really good idea of what I'm missing out on, and I'm not up for round 2. Okay, if that makes sense. I am not up for round 2 of what I am supposedly missing out on. So a couple things in the news. So we're gonna kick this thing off. Let me cam up so y'all know what time it is when y'all come. Hey, Miss Naima. Hello. Y'all know it's a little chilly where I am. And Georgia ain't playing. Y'all, Georgia is not Miami. Georgia is not playing. Georgia is like, you can take yourself right back down there to that sunshine state if you think you're going to get some sun and some warm weather past 4 o'clock, lady. Who do you think you are? Georgia's not playing with us, y'all. We scarfed and jacket up here. Boots up. Everything is up. How are you, Miss Naima? How is Virginia? Cold? Ooh. The VA. You know, I think I told you before, but yeah, one of my children were born in Florida. You thought it had something to do with the Omegas? Nope. My name is Courtney Omega because I'm the youngest of 5, y'all. I'm Rudy with the booty. Rudy with the booty. I'm Rudy. Rudy. My daughter said I can't be talking like that to y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm the youngest of 5. My mom said she knew after me she wasn't gonna have no more. But y'all, let me tell you how really weird that is, right? You rejected a white cougar for me. I'm pretty sure I know who this is. You better stop playing. Yeah, that's right. R.I.P. Emmett Till. Yeah, funny. Well, okay, ironic story about Emmett Till. I was one of my mentors wrote the book that introduced Emmett Till to the world of academia, because of course you all know that with Ida B. Wells, the legacy that she created with knowing that, hey, we can get the type of recognition that we are desiring regarding the injustices with lynching and the racial disparity, with writing about it. That's why I would say the power of media, y'all. The power of media is just incredibly strong. So, y'all have to send this email. I do not want to be rude, but I really want to get this back out. I hope he still ends up coming, but let me see for later in the day, next Wednesday. One moment. But as far as tonight, I can't stay on after. Excuse me. But one of my mentors actually wrote the first book that was introduced to the halls of academia. It was called The Sacrificial Lamb of the Civil Rights Movement. Emmett Till, and she fully laid out just, pictures, interviews, timestamps. She laid it out. Dr. Clenora Hudson Weems, y'all. Beautiful sister. Kansas stand up. Beautiful sister, prolific, intellectual, amazing. One of my mentors. And I was working with her on trying to get a Steel Till Day. We were trying to get it in Philadelphia. We were trying to get it, of course, in Chicago. And we were trying to get it in Mississippi. And yeah, so we worked on that for a couple of years, and some new energy started to get revitalized after I believe his name was Keith Beauchamp. He did a movie, I think Jay-Z contributed to it. He did a movie about, the Emmett Till tragedy, Emmett Till lynching, murder. And then people were like, oh yeah, let's look at this again. And I'm like, me and Dr. Clenora, we've been out here doing it. And that's what kind of hurts so much about community pushes and civil rights work and that sort of thing, because y'all, 9 times out of 10, somebody else was doing that footwork, was doing the groundwork, but then a connection came with some type of money, and then they're able to put a machine behind it that you just weren't able to put. So that's exactly what happened. But yeah. Hey, Mindy Knowledge, how are you? How are you? I know it's cold, right, Naima? You ain't got to tell me, sis, because I'm telling you, Georgia ain't playing. Judgia is not playing with us, honey. We run that heat all day and night. And I mean, it used to be like this. When I was in Miami, yeah, I like it hot. So you couldn't come up to Courtney's spot thinking you was just going to be sitting around in the air condition. And we had a pool, so definitely not. I was like, if you hot, we just gonna go swimming. That's just the way it's gonna be. But here, that's why I always say I'll take the heat over the cold any day, because there's just no relief when it's cold, y'all. Georgia is trying to give me some Philly teas, because y'all have to remember when I lived here before, I literally left right around the time that it started to get cold. I left in October the last time I was here, and so I never experienced that whole shakedown. Hey, John. Hey, birthday girl. Oh, wait, RCE. We don't need to know if it's a BBC, but I don't have on my Kevin Samuels glasses, but how big is it? You heard me. Don't answer that. Hey. Wow. Okay, Brother Bakari, that's good information to know. We're still putting them up in prayers. Absolutely. Absolutely. But thank you so much. Thanks for stopping in tonight. Y'all, and it's going to be a really good one on Mark. Sheba, no way. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. Oh my gosh, y'all. So this beautiful lady here, she is a swirler. Just so y'all know, but she has a beautiful family. A beautiful husband, Hector, and her daughters that I love. What is Charity up to? And so this is someone who actually knows me, y'all, because see, a lot of y'all just know me from here, but this sister knows me. She knows me. She knows, how, hey, I pushed until we took 40 kids. We took 40 plus kids. I think it ended up being like 47 kids to go see Black Panther on the 3D screen, y'all. She would let them know, sis. We ain't doing on the small. We went on that 3D. We bought out the theater for these kids, okay? Your girl push now. And we picked up her daughters personally. We rented a band company and picked up her daughters personally. So this sister can tell y'all about me. It's so good to see you. Yes, she is, but her husband is amazing. And I mean, just loves her and her children, their children. Beautiful. Oh, it's you, oh my gosh, you're from Miss Elise channel. Wow. Okay. Yes. Please email me. Please email me because we have a little discussion because you tend to think that that's all that there is when it comes comes to relationships. And I definitely understand it's a quality part, but still. Yes, honey. I love those babies. I love those babies. And you know what? Jada is so gorgeous, sis. Jada is so gorgeous. I mean, Charity is beautiful too. You know, I love both of your girls, but I mean, Jada's eyes just oh, she smiles. When she would smile at me, when I would come into church and she would be smiling at me, I promise you my heart would melt. My daughter would be jealous. I ain't gonna even lie. My daughter would be jealous. I'd be like, oh, she is just so sweet. She is so sweet. That girl is just so sweet. She's really sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being in here today. And I told you, and I'm serious with that, sis. Whenever not just in here, but whenever you want to talk beyond the boards, I'm here for you because I love you. I really do. I love you. I love your family. I love those girls, and I know how it gets. I know how it gets, honey. Being that mama ain't easy, and you still, going through school, and I'm so proud of you, Sheba. Don't make me cry up in here. I'm always so proud of you. Whenever I call the Dr. Tina and she gives me an update, I'm always so proud of you. So proud of you, mama. You never stop. You never stop. And that's beautiful. Um what RCE RCE you gonna try to start the inch wars on the Glow Nation channel? Bro, we glow up over here. We that is not glowed up behavior. That is not glowed up behavior. We glow in. We do glow in now. We do glow in, but that is not glow behavior. Okay. Y'all have my usually have my mason jar. You guys, it's an open panel. We can get this in. No, no, no. Tan John. Okay, so he's African, like 100% African. And what he's saying is that the other persuasion, the others are the chimps. Supposedly. That's what he says. But I told him, I said, I need to see a picture. That's why I really want you to email me, RCE, because I kind of feel like you might not really be, African. You might not be African. I don't know. I don't know. Tanjon, is it cold in Nevada? Does it get, because it used to get cold in Tempe. Honey, when that sun went down, that desert got cold, honey. They ain't play no games now. People would be talking about something. How you wearing a turtleneck in Arizona? I said, when that night falls, okay, that those clear skies, okay, those stars are just snowflakes stuck in the sky as far as I'm concerned. It's cold here in Georgia. It's cold in Miami. It cannot be. Don't tell me it's cold in Miami. That's a cold day, and you know what? If it's cold in Miami. That is a cold day. And you know what? If it's cold in Miami, let me make sure, Sheba, sis, let me make sure you have my email address too. I know you have my number, but make sure you have my email address. Because like I said, if you ever want to get up and chit chat, I'm here for it. And I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I miss Dr. Tina. And I was so sad to hear about Brother Mustard. But yes. Yes. I miss y'all. I miss y'all. Y'all, Sheba bringing me to Miami. Y'all about to, like I said, this girl about to make me cry up in here because, honey, I listen. Her family, those type of families were really what I stood up on that day is for. And this woman can really tell you of who I was as an official, who I was as a community advocate, how I went to bat. These are the families that I go to bat for, raising just beautiful girls, a beautiful family, very sweet, respectful. Oh, her daughters are just always respectful. You ain't gonna catch them on no, booting up with the tongue out and her girls were amazing, just really respectful girls. Oh, please, yeah. Tell her to come on up. Tell her to come on up. Oh, it's dark already over here, but when the night used to fall over in Tempe, honey, it would get pretty chill. You guys, why do you think, is it because of the KS situation? Because it's like all of the channels are talking about relationships now this week. I've noticed that. So I'm wondering, is it because of the KS situation? Because even channels that usually talk about it, they're like next level. Like they're next level. Like they doing 3 and 4 shows a day talking about relationships, women, men. Yeah. Ah, thank you. So I'm kind of wondering, is it because of the KS situation? Thoughts. The link is dropped. The link is dropped if you want to give your thoughts. Okay. Oh, y'all, this is my bestie. Oh, I can help you. You know I'm an editor. I can help you, sis. I would love to. Y'all, this is my bestie right here. Y'all, you know it's got to be cold if Bestie come out. Bestie just had a birthday too, Tanjon. So y'all are I don't think y'all aren't, what do they call, sign mates. Y'all aren't sign mates, but y'all are definitely both birthday girls. Bestie, I got some big news. We have to talk. Let's try to get together this weekend if we can. Yeah, let's try to get together this weekend if we can. Bestie is here, y'all. Bestie is part of the reason what brought me back up to Georgia. Bestie told me, well, I'm here. Bestie's from Texas, y'all. So she got that draw. She said, well, I'm here. So if you coming, you better come on. That's what Bestie told me. And I said, I'm coming. Oh, it ain't a doubt. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there, Bestie. I'm gonna be there. Yes, that KS situation is something serious. Sis, I gotta, speaking of which, we gotta talk. Ugh, we gotta talk. So yes, if you are a writer, Sheba, if you are writing a book, then you're in the right space because Bestie is an editor and so am I. We do this for real, y'all. We don't do this for fake. We do this for real. Oh, Naima, you remember we talked about that the other day. Okay, so the KS situation. Who is coming up on this panel with me? Who is coming up on? We who? Wait, you can't. Well, I hope you can't go nowhere. Wait, are you leaving town for the weekend? You mean? Well, let me know, Bestie, because you can't go. Wait, how you know I won't agree with you? How you know? Listen. That's why I love you. That's why I love you. That's why we bet. That's why we besties because we got the yin and the yang. We got the this and the that. But yeah, it's something very big developing. No, you are not leaving GA. You personally are leaving when this weekend? Like, girl, we really got to talk. Stop. Don't play with me. Come up on the panel. Don't play with me. Uh, don't tell me that. You better not because that's the reason why I'm here. You're the reason why I'm here. Girl, don't make me cry. Oh my gosh. For real. For real. Bessie, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Where you going? You going back to Texas? All my exes live in Texas. Yeah, I don't have not one ex that live in Texas. Okay, I was about to say, sis. Oh my gosh. Okay, girl. My sis, I was really about to end this live and just call you and be like, I'm packing up my stuff and I'm coming with you. Tell Dominic to move over, and you was gonna have to get those shots for the cats because, honey, I'm like, 101 made it. Yes, 101 made it. 101, I Hooded one, you get my Michael B. Jordan voice. I emailed you. I did. I did. Hooded one gets the Michael B. Jordan voice for the day, y'all. He does. Oh. Hooded one. My son said, "Why?" My son is not having it. Ooh. Ooh, my son said, "Why? Why?" My son don't want you to get that Michael B. Jordan voice. I figured as much. That's why I said you're gonna have to move over. You was gonna have to move over, sis. I ain't even gonna lie. We was gonna hook that trailer. We was gonna have to make this work. Me, my nephew, these cats, the kids. We was gonna take this show on the road. Literally. You know I'm for it. I get down like that, y'all. I get down like that. I really do. I get down like that. I know you talking Lord, them cats. You was gonna have to deal with it though, because honey, you ain't gonna leave me up in here. No, you ain't, sis. No, you ain't, sis. Not when you told me if I'm coming, I better come on, and I got on the first thing smoking and got us up here, sis. You weren't gonna do it. You weren't gonna do it, sis. I was gonna get them kids. We was gonna get off this thing right now and be like, kids, pack up, pack up. My daughter said, your niece said, where we going? We were going to Texas. We were going to Texas with Bestie. We was all gonna make it. We was all gonna make it to Texas. Yes, Hooded One. I emailed you. I emailed you. Oh, my son caught it. My son said, "Oh, you giving him the Michael B. Jordan voice again?" My son said, you can't get that Michael B. Jordan voice, but Hooded One, I'm giving you that Michael B. Jordan tea. I'm giving that Michael B. Jordan voice to you. What? Yes. Tell Bestie, tell Sir what's going on. My sis, you know me. This 20 years strong, me and you, sis. So you already know 20 plus years strong. So what else I'm supposed to do? Sis, what happened last time though? You know that flirt game, that flirt game be strong. I flirted me up on a husband last time, sis. Well, not last time, but when we met, I flirted me up on a husband, a whole husband. Y'all, Bestie knows my ex-husband. I used to have to leave the club because I had to get the calling. I had to get out of there. I said, we have a date. We got a phone date. we have a phone date. And she was like, what? Why would you come out to the club and you got a phone date? I gotta go. I had to shimmy back to my dorm, y'all. I had to shimmy back to my dorm. Hey, Sir Anthony. Sir Anthony gets my he gets my Sir Anthony doesn't get my Michael B. Jordan voice. He gets my my distinguished gentleman, my Morgan Freeman, my Lean on Me. I'm telling y'all, I used to be watching Lean on Me like this. I used to be like, yes, Batman is here. Yes. I was too much into that disciplinarian. I was feeling him too much. Club, class, and all. That's right. I gotta go early. I gotta leave class early. Take these notes for me. Take these notes. Call me. Cause I got a good one. I had me a good one too. That's why y'all know this is my best friend. Cause you know what she said? Now we hadn't talked in years. And when I said, "Oh, me and him got divorced," she said, "What you did?" Y'all, that's what Bestie asked me. She said, "What you did? Wow!" And we hadn't even talked. In years, but But she gonna ask me what I did. Wow, y'all. So she knew your girl. She knew your girl. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She knew me. She knew me. She said, "What you did, sir?" I'm gonna put this on somebody. One of my mods. Can somebody else pin? Or am I the only one that can pin? Because I'm gonna pin that statement, sir. You gonna get somebody in that. Bestie, you heard him now. You heard him. Okay, Bestie, you heard him. Um, Okay. Oop. I'm sending that email and I'm about to pin. We about to pin this up in here. Yes, yes. Okay. Um are we right? We are Glow Nation. It's what's going on. I think that it's important to lighten it up a little bit. I like that, the glow sphere. I like that. Yes, we all walking around with our torches, seeing what we can see. I'm trying to lighten the mood a little bit to tell you, Sir Anthony, to tell you the truth, because it's been really heavy this week with the whole KS situation. Um, oh, thank you so much, Wisdom. But yeah, it's been kind of heavy with a lot of the channels. I've noticed that both the female and the male channels, right? It's been kind of heavy. So I did want to lighten the mood up a little bit. I gotta be honest, I don't like how we've kind of been everybody's kind of been coming at one another. Um it's the energy has been real heavy. So I did want to lighten the mood. He trying to flew you out, sis. He trying to flew you out. Oh, she said I'm already in my house. Y'all, Bessie is a look too. Bessie is a looker. Bessie, don't play games with me. When Bessie and I got reconnected, I was like, somebody told me something. We used to be best friends. I said I wasn't best friends with no child. Who is this on my channel looking about 17 talking about we was best friends? I was like, who are you? Who are you, ma'am? I had to get like Juvenile and tell her to pull the ID out because I don't know who you are, little sis. You know. So we had to get that straightened out because I was just like, who is this talking about? We best friends. We ain't best friends. You would get a real one right there, sir. If you can get bestie, you would get a real one. It is a KS situation. Sis, it's KS. What do you call it? KS gate. It's KS gate around here. That's what we gonna refer to it as because that thing right there went viral. That thing went viral. Mm-hmm. Oh, who is this? Oh, this is nice. Okay. All right. I'm getting some nice little emails coming in. I need to get some book sales happening. Some boom boom. It is a chaos situation. War of the Roses. Wait a minute. Yes, yes. Wait, no, no, no. He is nobody's guy friend. Sir Anthony is a whole husband. He is a whole husband, honey. That's why I said I don't give him the Michael B. Jordan voice, but I give him the respect, the respected, mm, mm, you know, the Obama voice. Okay, that's what I'm giving. That's what I'm giving Sir Anthony, the Obama voice. I'm just gonna be respectful and play my part because that's a whole husband over there. That's a whole husband. Oh wow. Thank you so much. You know what? That has been doing really well. We are Palmetto and I are we've been besties. Don't make me cry. Oh my god. Cause I'm the sensitive one. I'll be over there crying and you'll be looking at me like oh, I love you so much. And you'd be like, Okay. All right. Y'all. But Wisdom, thank you so much. You know what, that live is doing really well. I've gotten some emails that are asking me more questions about him. They want to see more of him on my show. He's gotten some, and he's gotten some requests also for me to come onto his podcast. So we are actually in the collab right now. We are in the lab trying to figure out our schedules because we're planning on doing something once or twice a month, just us together. We have great chemistry, always have, and it's been even better since we've met physically because I've known Palmetto for about 12 years, about 12 years. Excuse me. I met him when I first moved. I'm sorry, not 12 years, 11 years. When I first moved back to Miami from was it? No, yeah, right. Yeah, it was. It was 11 years because it was before I moved to Atlanta the first time. And then when I moved back to Miami, he moved back to Atlanta. So we had just missed each other. But now that we've connected physically, it's been great. It's been great. He's been putting me on to some things on his scene, and I've been plugging him into I don't have a big network here, but just some opportunities because he really has a media presence that has been up and running for a bit. And especially with creating MX Day Atlanta, that's huge. And so, of course, y'all, with my MX Media Group, that's what we all about. So, yes. So we're gonna be making an announcement very shortly. Yes, we will. We will be doing more. We will be doing more. We will be doing more. So, yeah, it has opened up the conversation. I will say that it's opened up the conversation, and that, but it also has, it's kind of made I'm pinning that comment, Bestie. It has opened up the conversation, but it also has, like, everybody's talking about it. Like, people that just don't even do relationship stuff. Like, it's been out the woodwork, and people have been asking me to comment on it, and I'm just like, I think that it just really comes down to preference. Like, I go onto other people's channels and panels and have been talking about it, but I mean, to have my own, like, conversation about it, I don't really know what else to say. I just feel like, you know, um, beauty is subjective. I can totally say that. I can totally say that because, you know, Bestie. If anybody knows, like, what type of guys that you know you would think they're going to be attracted to one thing, and they're attracted to what they want. They're attracted to something totally different, y'all. And I'm saying Bessie knows because my ex-husband would not be probably what most would think I would be, quote unquote pulling, or what I would even be interested in. But and vice versa, like I all the time, I remember people used to tell, my ex-husband, on the slick, on the sly, that that he could get with a lighter skinned girl. Yeah. Yeah, they used to tell him that. He could get with a lighter skinned girl. I had to weave, but it was some ladies with naturally long hair that thought, hey, what you doing over there? What you doing over there with the field chick? When you could be over here with these house ladies. With these house ladies. Right. Oh, wait a minute, Sir Anthony. What you saying? Sir Anthony, what you say? Sir Anthony, what you say? Sir Anthony, you gotta elaborate because I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. Sir, who wants to come up to this panel? You know what's the reason why I keep dropping this link too? Because somebody told me, a little birdie told me yesterday. They said, Courtney don't never drop that link. Courtney, you don't never drop that link. And I'm just like, I feel like I do, but all right. All right. And I said, but and I had already said Wednesday we were going to do an open panel. But I was going to do an open panel, but I was going to do the invites through email. But after me and the gent talked yesterday and today, I said I'm gonna drop that link. I'm just gonna drop that link. I'm gonna drop that link. But your boy said this. They say they don't like short men in public settings. That changes in private. I dated two short men, and it did not pan well. It did not pan well. Oh, you leaving, Sheba? Okay, make sure you email me, sis. Email me, call me, message me. I'm available. And tell Jada and Charity I love them. And I say hello from Georgia, from Georgia. Tell her Omega. Tell them Omega said hello. Omega. Omega, how can we service you today, Omega? And that was the banks, y'all. That was the banks. Yes. What Claudia? Claudia, has my deposit hit my account yet? Has the deposit of $6,000 hit yet? Oh, you're so funny, Omega. No, it hasn't hit. Then I don't know what kind of day it's gonna be. That deposit hasn't hit. That deposit hasn't hit. I tell you, the two times when a deposit like that hit, though. Okay. I remember I bought one time I bought all the tellers lunch when I got when my development team they approved my summer program and they gave me a nice little bonus. I went across the street there was a beautiful place called Achana's Thai and I got my tellers. Yeah, come on, your girl does it. When your girl has it, your girl does it. She glows up. She glows up. She shares that glow. I went and bought my tellers lunch from China's. Brought it on over. I sure did. Sis, what are you agreeing with when you say I agree with that? Are you agreeing with saying that women say they don't do short men in public, but then in private they be going a donkey on it? They be on that donkey. Talk to me, sis. You know we can talk. You know me and you can talk, bestie. We can talk. Let me know. Let's see. Yeah. You know I should have my clips ready. If you put it down in the right way, play your cards right, maybe we can fall in love. If you put it, maybe we can fall in love. Ooh, Sir Anthony, I like that animated. I am a little, and I haven't been drinking, y'all. This is just all up in here is all glow juice, which is H2O. Y'all know I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting all month to the last day of Kwanzaa, which is the recognized new year, but y'all know our new year really is on December 21st, but we're gonna get into that another time. But thank you so much. Wait, RCE, who gets an L? I get an L. RCE, now you're not going to be getting a torch if you're talking bad to people. Yeah, beauty is subjective, right? Absolutely. So when people say things like you a this and won't pull a this, y'all, like I said, I worked in the entertainment industry for almost a decade, and some of those men, especially men that were making money, men that were making real money, they weren't looking for a chick that was trying to spend real money. Let's say that. Let me tell you that. I had a good friend named Kaya. And not Kaya my neck, my back, because she's also from Philly, as y'all know. But a friend named Kaya, she was one of the dancers on my dance team. And man, my clients were always trying to get with her. Promoter and yeah, Kaya looked good. Yes, she was a good-looking girl. But I would see these same celebs, these same promoters, managers, what have you, at the club. They would have a certain look of a girl on their arm at the club on the red carpet, right? But then that same day they'd be like, hey, dang, what's up with your girl? What's up with your girl? Bring your girl by the studio. Bring your girl by the studio because Kaya was she was just regular. Like she was fine, but she was regular. Like she was fine, but she wasn't in the club. She was fine, but she wasn't, you know, counting nobody pockets. She was going back to school. Beautiful girl, like I said. And I think and that's also something too, when somebody's really good looking, you don't it just doesn't matter. They're not looking at trying to be with somebody that men are not looking for somebody that's trying to be on their level a lot of times. I'm not saying for everybody, I'm not going to generalize, but for a lot of times they're not trying to be with somebody that's on their level. Like they're the celebs in the club weren't trying to get with the beauty queens. They weren't. They were trying to get with, round the way girls, just regular chicks. Like they weren't really, you know, the times when you would see pictures of whatever, it would be their managers pairing them up, but they weren't really, they weren't. I knew a whole. I went to school with a basketball player, a famous basketball player, and for a while until she got married, he always went back to his high school girlfriend. Always went back to his high school girlfriend because that's what they're really looking for. They're looking for the familiarity. And I remember I really liked this football player. He was really popular at the time. He's not, that popular anymore, so I won't say his name, but we honey, he was like, if I didn't know you in 8th grade, and he was very serious with that. And his girl, who he didn't end up marrying her, but I think they ended up she had a child before him, and then like they had always known each other, but she still had a baby before they got together, and then they had 2 children together. But she looked, I'm not saying like looked like as far as pretty or not. I'm not judging by that. When I say she looked, I'm talking about that she looked like she just didn't give no second thoughts to, hey, what am I going to put on, how I'm gonna wear, I'm how to dress. That's just not something she was interested in. Yes, Brandy featuring. I put that on a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago. I think it was about a week ago. Could have been about a week ago. Y'all remember that dance? Um, yeah. Put it down. A session in private could have been helpful for who? For him, girl, because he was in private. She was the only one in public. He was over there hiding behind a candle in the corner, getting the distance away from the. And he was already on like the little suspect list because he had asked the other dude talking about if you got a big dick, because I have a big dick. Do you? Let do you? Let's talk to let's talk to the ex-wives. Let's talk to the ex-wives. Um, yes, yeah. But sis, in it, but like I said, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And I remember that. I remember that. This is what I'm saying. And like too, you sis, how your girl over here, your girl be because and I'm gonna say with you, I'm not just saying with me, because I think with me, I think I can just I'm a good I can talk good, I can talk very well. I'm a good conversationalist, you know, I'm a good flirter. But I don't think it's all about, hey, what Courtney is looking like. I just think it's the energy that I bring. But with you, I've always said that about you. You're super cute. You're super cute and you look young. That's why I said it. Somebody sees that, the average male sees that, and they are not going to be like, well, does she know which fork to use at a good restaurant? Does she know anything about equestrian? What's her stock trading portfolio look like? No, when you see somebody cute, you're not really worried about it. You're not really worried about it. Um, let's talk about that, Sir Anthony. Let's talk about that. I love that. Um, yeah, you are modest. You are modest, but you're super cute. You're modest, but you're super cute. Gorge. And like I even when because even when you do your contacts, like you don't even need that. Like I always be like, you know what, you don't even need stuff like that. Like, ugh. Like you got your eyes are pretty. Your eyes are just the way their shape is so pretty. Your skin has always been pretty. Like I said, a dude seeing that 8 times out of 10, they're not questioning nothing else. They ain't questioning nothing else. They just see a good looking girl. So you could be, miss this and that. But at the same time, if you're not, that's cool too. Like they're gonna be straight either way because they like what they see and they like what you bring to the table. Regardless, even if you ain't bringing nothing to the table. Because honey, we used to get into clubs and into a lot of situations that other people had to pay for. Because this was good over here, and we were looking like we just wanted to have a good time. We just wanted to and that was in college. That was in college. So that was like when we didn't even know. And like now that you know what that does, it's even better to me. It's even better to me, you know. I know you like your colors, but you don't need them. That's all. No, it's not about getting it's not, and that's what I'm saying. It's not the looks. It's not the looks. It's not the looks. And that's why I said with me, I never, it took me a long time to accept that. With me personally, it took me a long time to accept that, you know, my mental is really attractive. As a young woman, I didn't want to accept that. I wanted to be just the sexy, the sex kitten, the pretty girl. I wanted to just be that. And my mom used to always tell me that wasn't what it's hitting for. She's like, Courtney, beauty will fade, but like you're really smart, you're funny, you're witty, you the fact that you like, books, that you don't like going out, like, this is going to be this that you're not out all the time will be a good thing. And I would be like, what are you talking about, lady? How these gonna be good to who? Because they not gonna see me, they ain't gonna know me because I ain't never nowhere, you know. She was like, as a female, you don't want to be in the club every week. That's not what you want to be known as. And I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't fathom that. I couldn't fathom a time where that would be something that I did not want to do. And that's why I say all the time too, like when people ask now, about dating and the whole nine, like I really do enjoy spending time with my children. It is not something that I'm doing because, I don't have nothing else, quote unquote, better to do. Trust me, you can find somebody and something else to do. But I really do value the time that I spend with my kids and with my family. That really does mean a lot to me. It really does mean a lot to me. So if I want to see, I need my colors. They do not have to be colors, girl. And you look cute with glasses too, sis. You look so cute with you look cute with everything. So don't even get on it. But no, I hear what you're saying, Sir Anthony. But I'm just saying that, like I said, with me, I had to realize that, hey, it's not that. Some women never realize that. Oops. Some women never realize that. So, but with me, I had to realize that it was that. It was not that. But I'm saying with people like my bestie, she always, just cutest smile, cute teeth, just always had like a cuteness. And ain't nobody asking somebody that's really cute to them. Oh, what's your credit score? They don't really care about that. Girl, stop. You are lying, sis. You are lying. You always thought, like, you always had your own style, which was cute, but like, just like Risk Taker, you were bold. Um, stop. But yeah, I didn't, for a long time, I was not comfortable with knowing that it wasn't my looks. Like, what? I didn't want to hear that. Hey, greetings, brother. How are you? How are you? Welcome. Glad to see you in here on this chilly night. We all chilling, we glowing in. We are discussing a couple of things. I don't know how long you've been in the room. The link is dropped. So if you want to come up on the panel, nobody's come up. I got my best friend from FAMU in here. I had my friend, one of my constituents from Miami in here. Nobody has come up to this panel. Nobody. But y'all better get on up here. Y'all better get on up here. Yes, tomboyish for sure. But and I think that's also too what keeps you young. What keeps you young, feeling and appealing. Young, feeling and appealing. That rhymed, y'all. Yo, we ain't threw up no glowers yet. Bernice threw them up earlier. Y'all better throw me some glowers up. And throw up some candles still for Sis Tanjon and for Sis Monica. Yes. Bestie is in here. Y'all better throw these candles, these glowers and candles up. That's those last ones for Bestie. Because I missed her birthday. Bestie be working and Bestie be going on secret dates, y'all. Bestie telling me about them after they already happened. She don't tell me she going nowhere. She don't want to hear my I'm single and celibate speech. But you gonna hear it anyway. You gonna hear it, sis. You gonna hear this speech. You gonna get this work. You gonna get this single and celibate speech and work today. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay. Thank y'all for rocking with me tonight, though. Okay, we have a panel member coming up. We have a panel mate.
Hey, how you doing, Omega?
Hey, how are you, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, and you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Beautiful. Welcome.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you? This is open panel. We're just kind of weighing in and just talking about it all tonight.
Oh, okay. No, just trying to stay warm up here. It's real cold.
It's cold, yeah. I was just telling them at the top of the night that the top of the chat that Georgia is like, if I wanted some warm weather, I should have stayed down there in Florida.
Yeah. I'm up here in Richmond, Virginia, so it's much cold. I think it's probably colder up here in Richmond.
It is, yeah. My another one of my other mods up here, Naima is in Chester, VA. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
VA
Chester,
always gets.
That's like 25-30 minutes south of where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, she's there and she's like it's real cold. So I'm sending some warmth, but it ain't too much.
Okay. Yeah. So what y'all talking about?
Well, we are mostly talking about the elephant in the room, the KS Kevin Samuels situation. Are you familiar with that? With what has been going on with that in that regard?
Who's Kevin Samuels?
That's a good question. Somebody throw him up some glowers. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some glowers up for you, brother. Who is Kevin Samuels? So he's a self-proclaimed relationship, a self-proclaimed like relationship expert. Okay. And basically, there's a viral video of him basically berating this female, this Black female, beautiful female. But he's telling her that she's going to die alone because he's trying to date out of her her attractive or her appeal scale. So he's saying that she was a 5 at best. And with her trying to get a 6-figure guy, it would be dang near, impossible because of the fact that she has a son or a child, and she doesn't bring anything of exception to, the dating circle. So it's been pretty viral and consistent on a lot of different platforms, even people that don't usually talk about relationships. And so, over here we like to glow up. We like to highlight different things. And since it's open panel, that definitely is bubbling to the top. So we're,
What do you think? What do you think about that? This Kevin Samuels and the comments he made.
A lot. For one, I have been kind of suspicious on his channel. I think he's very toxic for both sides when it comes to the whole, are you a high value person? Because I think only low value people ask questions about are you high value or not. Like, that's, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think he has credibility either way. But in regards to this situation, it really concerns me that I've seen so many men respond that, oh, he's telling the truth and he's nothing spectacular and women don't like to hear the truth. But listen, this is my point. If you are not I'm a really big fan of let's say like Adam Driver, okay, from Star Wars, right? I think he's gorgeous, but I'm not going to be offended if he says, "Hey, I don't," he puts out somebody catches him saying, "I don't date short girls," I'm not going to be offended.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what do you got against short girls? You would let it. Oh, nobody wants you anyway. You lame. I'm just like, I'm not even gonna address it. I'm just gonna go about my business. I'm like, I may like him, but so that's what that's where I think that's what has troubled me the most, that people that she's not talking to are responding to her. She wasn't talking to y'all, yeah. I mean,
it sounds like an entertainer.
I was thinking about this earlier. Why do you get so offended when women talk about what standards they want?
He sounds like an entertainer, this Kevin Samuels. Like, I think us as human beings, we need to just do what's right for us, and we shouldn't be really concerned with what other people think. And if that's her ambition to get a 6-figure guy, then let her work hard at it until she becomes successful. But she shouldn't worry about what another person think, let alone a guy think, in terms of giving him the ability to rate her. She's a 5 out of 10. Says who? Who is he? Is he the authority on, who's a 10 and who's a 5? Why do we care? So, like, I think we open ourselves up to, someone giving someone the ability to hurt our self-esteem or our dignity by even giving him the opportunity to say nothing about me. Like, why should I care about Kevin Samuels? I don't even know who he is, but if I want to go and find, a doctor, dating a doctor or marrying a doctor, I'll go out and try my best and marry her. I think you just have to set your mind on whatever goal you're trying to achieve and go out and achieve it. And if you fall short, then be happy with what you get, but don't worry about what other people think. I think sometimes we spend too much time. Was that?
No, I said I totally agree. I do think that you're absolutely right. But I did want to ask you, okay, so another level of that is, why do you think so many men do get offended when women talk about what they want?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. But I think what's going on these days is everyone is into materialism, and that's a disease. Everybody's looking for something, they want a man with, six pack and six figure salary. They want a tall guy. They want so much. We don't settle anymore. Like, you have to have all these qualities in a person to be able to love a person. Whereas back in the old days, when our parents was in their prime, they probably just picked somebody and fell in love with that person after the fact. But I think these days you have women and men, they want to fall in love first, and they can't even fall in love unless they get all the qualities in their partner. So unless the guy have six figures, drive a sports car, six pack, tall, handsome, and the whole shebang, and the woman, same thing. Like, dudes, they want a girl who's whatever her measurements are. They want a fine girl, skinny, light skin, and all these other things, nonsense. But what we fail to realize is beauty fades, and then also you can lose your job. So if the guy loses his job, the girl, what, she gonna leave? Same thing with the girl. If the guy wanted a girl who had money and she lose her job, what, you gonna just leave? You have to have staying power. You have to have endurance in a relationship. So we need to build our relationships on stronger foundations, and just instead of just these like whimsical desires that pass. Beauty fades, and money comes and goes. So we have to build our relationships on stronger foundations. So I think we just get caught up in this superficial search for qualities in a spouse sometimes. And I think that's probably done a lot of damage in our communities in this country, unfortunately, because I think
I agree.
we're watching too much entertainment.
I was going to ask you, are you familiar with the show Ready to Love?
No, I don't watch too much TV. I watch some Netflix shows, but
I don't even have a TV, but yeah. I don't have a TV myself, but I think just because I'm in, I know you're married, but I'm in I'm in a single mind frame. And so I come across, little things like that. And it's basically a show. It was based in Atlanta, or it traditionally is based in Atlanta, but this season it's in Texas. But basically they get older people. So, I guess what I would equate it to during our time, our youth, maybe. Remember that show Singled Out? Did you ever watch that on MTV with Jenny McCarthy?
I think so. Yeah, that was
it came on when we were like teens.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
So it's that concept, but they're older. They're like, they're more closer to our age now, so they probably were. That's probably where the singled out that's probably where the concept came
Gotcha.
from. But they are isolated. They're in a house.
That's
and they are am I? So you get to see these relationships develop and how they develop, and they're Black, but yeah. So here, so we got a couple of people saying a couple of things. Let me read that. One said, Naima said, so does that mean you don't have a list anymore? Naima, I want to know. Snuggle says, so what should a man look for in a woman? I think you have to answer that, Snuggles. Right? Like, I think that should be, everyone is looking for something different. Bestie, you don't remember Singled Out? That's what launched Jenny McCarthy's career. That was such a good show. I love Singled Out. That was good time. That came on before the countdown. This was the MTV before they had, 20 countdowns in one day. It was before TRL. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, I think that women, they want to say this though. In regards to your earlier comment, when you say you didn't know negatively when women say what they want, bruh, I'm telling you, like, go to I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send you a link tonight. Just don't say nothing. Just go and check out the comments in this channel. Don't say nothing. Just check out the comments. And these women, every time this dude brings up women, it's such a toxic, and it's like that woman can't want nothing, and it don't matter what she look like. So she says,
where you shopping at? It depends on where you shopping at. Like, if you remember the movie Coming to America, when they was looking for the queen or whatever, or the princess, and they went to the barber dude at night. He was like, "Oh, I've been to every bar in town, every club," and he said, "Well, that's where you made the mistake. You got to go to good places, like libraries and and church." So it depends on where you're shopping for your partner at. Because if you go to the wrong places, yeah, she gonna want all that other stuff, But if you meet the right type of woman or the right type of man, I think they'll be humble and they'll be willing to get with you no matter what you got. So I think this
I've been saying that.
Yeah, this life has really, confused people and made people have like these desires of stuff that don't even matter. We chase a lot of stuff that don't even matter these days. Like this day and age, you're looking at it right now, people dying young. Like, you chasing a big house, McMansion, 6-figure salary, and you might not even get a chance to enjoy it, but people chasing it. They killing for it. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna shut up.
But listen. No, I like what you're saying, and just to let you know that you've earned your torch, so you're officially rinsed up over here now. You got your torch, so you can glow first and share your glow. But I highlight this comment here. It said average people should want to be together, and I hear what you're saying, but not all average people know they're average. Do you hear? It's like a scratching. Hey, you hear me? Let me put myself on mute.
I'm gonna put myself on mute. You go ahead and talk.
It was it's a okay. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I think people think that, hey, I should be attracting a certain type of person. Why am I attracting these type of people? And I think that a lot of people don't realize that they're attracting those type of people because maybe they are that type of person. And I think that's really hard for someone to admit. That's really hard for someone to admit. And I gotta think I'm even guilty of that too. I'm even guilty of that too. So it's kind of easier to just be like, well, I'm gonna be by myself. The reality is, I don't wanna attract the me. I want to attract the me on an improved version. I don't want to attract the me right now because that type of work that needs to be done, I need to do it on me. I can't do it else. But like I think that's a real honesty that I don't think a lot of people come with. But what do you think about that? Do you think that
You right on.
People kind of tend to. There's an impression to
you put out what you're used to, like your whole being, your existence. This is what you operate in this circle. So when you go forth and looking for a partner, you're operating in that realm of your own qualities, your own background, your environment. So of course you're gonna meet somebody pretty much who is like you. So we have to put a little bit more extra effort into branching out and getting out of our comfort zone sometimes, and going different places that we wouldn't ordinarily go, to try and meet somebody who might have some different qualities or different blood, and learn from them. I'm not saying like, whatever you want, you can go and, look for Caucasian or Chinese or whatever you want, but you can go in a different place and meet an African American too, someone who has different thoughts, different character, and different traits, and then you will meet somebody who can introduce you to new concepts and new ideas and things like that, and who might be on a different path in life than what you have been used to, and that might be good for you. So I think we have to force ourselves to do that sometimes, because if you keep operating in the same circle, of course you're gonna meet people who have the same story as you a lot of the times. And so that's the challenge, getting out of the comfort zone, going to places that you haven't been before, and that, my channel is all about Africa, Kenya, and I'd be on a lot of channels where folks talk about going to Africa. I think, us as African Americans, by the way, I'm half and half. My mother's African American, my father's Kenyan, but we have to, think about branching out a little bit further, beyond our comfort zone, and meeting new people, that way, you may not, you can increase your chance of meeting someone who has different thoughts and ideas, and someone who's on a different path. I don't know if that makes sense of what I'm saying, but yeah. That makes sense.
No, it makes total sense, and I'm definitely not opposed. And I feel like what Bestie said, this is so true. She said proximity. It's all about proximity. So online dating is like bargain shopping. I'm totally not interested in online dating. Totally not. Totally not. And I'm not knocking anyone that does it and anyone that has had success with it. But with me personally, I would rather meet someone and connect with them, and have that fair opportunity for that engagement to happen. I don't like things that are forced. What do you feel about arranged marriages? Do you think that this is something, honestly, we can look to adopt in this country, or will we never be able to fully appreciate the significance or the value of what an arranged marriage can produce or create?
Well, I think sometimes history has a way of repeating itself. So, and I'll say that to say, like 50, 60 years ago, people in this country were much different. African Americans, even white people. But we had more ethics and morals, and more. We were more conservative in our relationships. We were more conservative in our families and everything like that. And children, you always a child to your parents. Children, they listened to their parents. They respected their parents. So if your mom or if your dad told you about a young man or told you about a young woman and gave you advice about stay away from them, they're not good for you, you were probably more likely to listen 50 or 60 years ago. Whereas these days, the kids tell the parents what to do. So, it is not impossible for us to go back to those days. It may just take some time, because even in Africa, where the history of arranged marriages is more recent, there has been a push more recently for kids to do whatever the heck they want to do and not listen to the parents. But there is a lot of benefit in you know, if you want to call it arranged marriages, but you know, the family, family, the parents selecting a spouse for the kids, because older people have more wisdom. The parents have more wisdom. They know their children also. They know the characteristics of their child, in terms of if this girl is a good cook, if she know how to, if she's good in home economics, if she know how to do the things in the house. They know her temperament. They know all those types of things. So, you know, if there's a prospective boy across town or in the village or wherever, you know, the parents can suit him up and determine whether or not he would be a good match for the daughter, and vice versa. So those are the benefits of arranged marriages. I think I saw some study recently that said arranged marriages, on average, lasted longer. The marriage lasted longer when the parents arranged it versus when someone goes out and finds their own spouse. So whether or not we can actually realize that in the United States, that's a good question. I don't know, because we just went way off in our own direction, doing our own thing. Like, we crazy in this country. We really need to come back to some sort of social, moral revival or something, because we just crazy.
Structure. Yeah. We need structure. We need a code.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of us we don't want to get on code. We want what we want. We lack self-discipline. I think if these are three main things that have really kind of grounded or halted progress for our culture specifically. And that's lack of discernment, lack of accountability, and lack of self-discipline. Like 1, 2, 3. And I mean, like, we just look at you can say, okay, totally mangled. Just looking at those three avenues: not being accountable, not wanting any self-discipline, and lack of discernment. Yeah, I'm for arranged marriages as well, guys. I am, brother. And I dropped the link if you do want to come up. Salute and welcome again to the panel, to the chat. Guy, if you want to come up to the panel, that would be great. Thank you for recognizing. But I agree as well. I think there would be a lot of value if we would get back into arranged marriages, and I have a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. I'm always telling them about what type of house we're looking at.
Yeah, let me just add on to, like, so arranged marriages is one thing, but having the kamukunji is the Swahili word where it means like the gathering, or like a gathering, a committee. So whenever there's a problem in the marriage, in the relationship between the boy and the girl, woman and the man, whatever, they go to the elders and they sit down, and the elders from the husband's side and the elders from the bride's side, the wife's side, and they will resolve whatever marital issue is going on. That's a protective factor that protects a lot of the relationships back over there, because in Africa, because there's a lot of wisdom again in the elders, and they know how to resolve disputes in relationships. But we don't have that protective factor in our relationships here in this country. Like, pretty much you on your own. Whenever the husband and wife get in a problem, they don't really involve. They don't. Yeah, and you find that the woman don't like the husband's parents, the in-laws, and vice versa. The husband doesn't like the wife's parents, the in-laws. So, like, there's a lack of respect for the parents on both sides. So who is going to the parents for consultation and to resolve that marital dispute? Nobody. So I think that results in a lot of the marriage issues in this country exacerbating and causing in splits and stuff in the relationships. So. We don't even,
you know, speaking of which, the number one call is actually it's finance first, family or in-law fighting second, and fidelity is third. And you know, when you ask people, that is the number one cause, but actually finances are number one, family. Let me hold that. Yeah. Oh no, Kim, what you do here?
I don't know. It's like I think weird. Like I tried to get in, and then I tried to go like up, but still.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Snuggles.
looks like
Signals. Oh boy. Oh boy.
oh,
Yeah, finances are
sorry.
fighting infidelity. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Those are the main causes for dissolved marriages, and people always think another way around. I said it was in my purse. I said, I was like, that is a big man. That ain't no big boy. You better go feed that big man. You have to move out the way though. You have to move out the way when we get up in this plantation house. Absolutely. Let's see. Naima says yes, he loves asking her. Child, that is a man. That is a man. You wish you put that 14 around 41. You wish somebody lied on the birth certificate. So where do you think we can start? And like I said, I know you're married. I'm not, so I'm digging. You know, I'm asking for me at this point. Where do you think we can start with being able to have? Because like you just said, when you was like, it depends on where you're going, where you're looking, right? Brother, I'm, you know, I mean, like I said, I have children, so I'm not going places that my kids can't go, you know. So I'm going to some pretty quality places, but I, you know, of course, I'm at the store a lot. When COVID was not in full swing, you know, we would be at the bookstores, the libraries all the time. You know, I wasn't wasn't meeting no people over it. And so I'm just like, well, is there another gathering spot that I'm just not privy to? Because I've been out the loop for so long. I'm like, where do I need to create the spot?
What quality you're looking for, though. I mean, yeah, you just, I mean, I don't know what type of guy you're looking for, but it depends on the quality that you're looking for in a guy, you know. I don't know, but and also how he look. Like, what are you looking for in how he looks? You know, are you looking for a playboy? You know, or are you looking for
a playboy? No, brother. And we've had conversations. I'm not looking for no playboy. I like, you know, I like.
As an example, I'm just saying as an example. Like, are
you said don't let me say
that. Huh?
I'm laughing at a comment. Go ahead, I'm listening. I was laughing at a comment from the panel.
I'm just saying as an example.
From Betsy was talking about her son.
Yeah.
I get you, but I'm saying that not generally speaking. I'm talking specifically. Like I said, I'm asking for me at this point. Am I missing, you know, because if I'm missing something, maybe some other sisters are missing something too in regards to where are all of these, you know, quality dudes, where's the quality dude hangout? Where's the quality dude hangout? Just let us know what the code is. Let us know what time the quality dudes meet.
You gotta ask around. I think
you know, give us.
You gotta get back to the you gotta utilize your social. You gotta utilize your social network. You have to ask around. You know, getting back to our tradition in Africa, you know, you gotta go through the parents. Okay, not necessarily here in America, but you need to go through your network, your social network. Ask your friends, ask your pastor, your imam, you know, ask your family, hey, do y'all know a good brother? Someone who's working, someone who's settled down, who's serious, you know, who is a person who can commit to a relationship. You know, you need to ask those questions so that you can, you know, do reference checks. But when you go out on your own, you know, it's easy to be lied to. Anybody can put on a good face, you know, when they first meeting you, just to get you. You know, that's easy. If you really, yeah, you know, you could pretend to be whoever you need to be just to get somebody. But, you know, after you get them, then the mask comes off. So you have to ask for references, you know. Yeah, basically, in short, that's the best way to do it. Ask references. Ask your family, your sisters, your parents, your whoever, cousins, or your coworkers, or your pastor, and ask for the qualities that you're looking for. I think that's the best way. Otherwise, you know, you can randomly bump into people on the street, but it gets or outside, you know, it gets back to what you're looking for. And for me, for instance, I know what I'm looking for in a woman. So when I see her, I know, like, I don't want no hoochie mama. I don't want nobody who, you know, dresses undecently or indecently. I don't want anybody who looks like they, you know, about that money, or, you know, I want somebody who look like they could be a wife. That's what I'm looking for. You know, and I think that's easy to see. So, you know, same thing. You need to know what a husband look like and go after them. You know, do you really want a guy who's wearing a baseball cap and, you know, sneakers? That might be fine, but, you know, he might have just came back from the gym or something. I don't know. But, you know, do you want that kind of b-baller looking guy, or do you want a guy who is dressed in casual attire and some nice looking shoes, you know, who looks like he's settled down, you know? So it all gets back to what you're looking for, because you attract what you put out. So how are you dressing? You know, and when I say you, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying the woman who's going out looking for a husband.
No, but see, I talk specifically. I don't talk generally. I talk specifically. And that's what I think kind of a lot of our problem is, that we think about things generally instead of thinking about things specifically. Because what we tend to do as a society and as people, as human beings, as humans, we extend courtesy more so to ourselves than we do to somebody else. So, what we'll say is, well, I was just going out to the mailbox. But that same person will look at their neighbor and say, why would she wear that to the mailbox? Like, why would she wear that anywhere? Even if she's going to the mailbox. So that's why I said I talk specifically. And, I don't speak generally when I say, oh, well, men because I know everybody trusts me. I've just seen a lot. I've lived a lot of places. I've worked a lot of different types of jobs. I've seen a lot, and things that you would expect from, you would think, okay, this type of group does this, and you go to another city, and that type of group don't do nothing like what that other group did. So I do think you're absolutely right when you said also, so it's getting out of that comfort zone and being able to navigate and being honest with what you're seeking. I think that a lot of times that's really lost. People don't want to be honest when it comes to that. I've seen a number of people say they were looking like specifically for a certain type of person, and they end up with the person the total opposite. And then they'll say things like, well, you can't help who you fall in love with. Yeah, you could have. You were just talking about how you didn't want, doing this, doing that. A sister that was da 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 da, and then that's exactly what type of person you come up with a baby from. Like, how did that happen? If that's not something you're interested in. So, like I said, I know when you have children, it requires you to be at least for me anyway. Having kids has required me to be a whole lot more committed to my standards. And I just think that I didn't really realize how much of an impression or how much of a significance that was because of the fact that I grew up in a two-parent household. I really kind of took that for granted on how important that is. And so now that I realize that, I absolutely want to give that for my children. I want my children to have that, to know that, to experience that. But they aren't always, they are not as in abundance as I think. When I hear men say this all the time, they say, "Oh, all my boys, I don't know none of my friends that pay child support." I'm not dealing with men who pay child support, so I don't see that either. But it's just really interesting to me that all of these are allegedly hanging around with all of these quality top-notch dudes, but you still have to start up relationships because females say they can't find top-notch dudes. But you talk to these dudes and they claim all of their boys are A1s. My boys that do have kids are good fathers.
Yeah, well, number one, what we don't realize, what we don't think about is that there is more women than men. So that's the first problem. There's more women than men. And even of the men that is there, some of them are not available for one reason or the other. Some of those men are not available, whether they're in jail or prison, whether they are in war, whether they are financially unavailable, or whether they are not interested in women. So there's already too many women, not enough men. And then the men that is there, not all of the men is able to get married or wants to get married. That's the problem. I think we have, like I said, an issue with a moral degradation in our relationships. Um, there's a lot of cheating going on, so that's unfortunate. Um, I think the media and society has a lot to do with that. We watching too much TV. Just turn on the TV and see what you see is sex. Everything is sex. So like that goes into our psyche, and that makes us do immoral things. So we gotta like turn off that TV some more. But then one thing I wanted to get back to, Omega, is that so I'm a Muslim. So we have a specific prayer that you're supposed to ask Allah for guidance before you take any major decision. And it's called istikhara. But you're supposed to make this prayer before you get married, before you take a job. If you apply to a job and you getting offered the job, you should make that prayer. And any major life decision, you're supposed to make that prayer. And you have to clean your heart and let God show you the way. Because once you make that prayer, your heart will be inclined in one direction or the other. So we got to get back to prayer. I don't know for Christians what the Christian faith says, but whatever your faith is, you got to ask God for guidance on these major decisions. You can't just like go out, meet a dude or meet a girl and just start kicking it with them before you pray about it. So I think that's where we go wrong too. Like the family thing, we're not involving our parents. We're not involving our family in this decision of being with that person, that guy or that girl. We're not praying about it. And then we're looking for the wrong things. Like money is nothing. We already got one foot in the grave, like all of us, and you worrying about money. So like at any moment, that money you chasing just can be a mirage and you be in the grave already, So I think that's where we go wrong.
We want to welcome to the chat. Welcome, sis, African millennial. Sis, we cammed up over here. Where you at? Drop that logo. Let's cam up, sis. We cammed up over here. We are camming it up. No, but this is a great conversation that we're having in regards to, what's going on. The topic has, morphed into kind of standards and dating and relationships. Where are we failing as a culture when it comes to marriages, with creating legacy and creating worthwhile long-term relationships as well. So definitely would love for you to weigh in, sis. Don't y'all now, S man, where you at? Now you went logo on me too. Don't play. Come back up with that cam. Amen. But to your point, S man, we do have specific prayers that we ask for guidance and for discernment in regards to the Christian faith. Of course, 3 is always, a covering over, just kind of your life path. Matthew is great. The entire book of Matthew about just realizing to not worry, but to casting your cares into having that relying on Christ as that rock, as that solid. And I will say that even in my walk in celibacy these past 6 years, they only, but the book has always been that holds true. That holds true. That I don't even question. I don't question that. I know what God has in store for me is so much. It's going to absolutely outshine anything that I could be pursuing on my own volition. But I always say this too: when you are comfortable with self, as I have been, I've been able to say this aloud. I couldn't say this years ago, but I've been able to say this aloud, that if I don't ever get, married again, if I don't ever have another husband, don't have any more children, I'm okay with that because God has blessed me with so much. I had a really, I've had a really good life. I always tell my kids that, I died today tomorrow. I've had a really good life. I've had the opportunities to experience things that a lot of people don't. I was married while still in college, was married to a very decent man, was able to appreciate and understanding I was able to come out of a marriage and still be able to appreciate the man that I was married to. Um, I've been able to appreciate my growth as a woman. I've been able to see what I did, what was my what's a role as a wife. And, I thank God for just those eyes to see that, to not be bitter, to not be, uh, mean spirited or, cold hearted, but to just still have a joy when it comes to speaking on my relationship and my ex-husband and all of my experiences. So I just feel very blessed because of it. But African millennial, I'm going on mute, sis. You go ahead. You take the wheel. Take the wheel.
Hello. Yeah. Sorry about that. I was just listening and I've had quite a bit of responsibilities. It's so annoying. But anyways, yeah. I love this topic and especially what that man said. I honestly think that a lot of people shouldn't be really too worried about it because I'll just tell you this. I would never take marriage advice from someone who's never been married. Just me personally. You know what I mean? Like, or matchmaking advice from somebody who's not been in at least a very long-term relationship that was at least solidified by someone else, either God or another higher power. I just would never take relationship advice from somebody like that because what are you telling me? What are you telling me that I don't already know? And I feel like this is a problem, especially in a lot of communities where you have some people who ask people for marriage advice. And let's say they ask their parents, their parents who've never been married. If you guys notice, that's why if you go to a relationship counselor, they usually ask you your family history. Like, do you live in a two-parent household or were you raised in a two-parent household? That question is very important because if the answer is no, then you shouldn't be consulting your parents about what you should do, just honestly speaking. And I feel like that's a huge problem. And, I will talk about this in the future. In fact, one of these days, I think in January, I'll have to do a panel on this with some people who I will invite to speak about marriages because I feel like even though marriages are really important, you also shouldn't rush into trying to get married. And I'll tell you guys something that I never told anybody before, but I've been proposed to about 3 times now. And my very first one, I was about to go at it, but then I realized I was about to say yes just because I wanted to get married, not because I really cared about that person or vice versa. We didn't really know each other. So it took me a while to really realize, wait, this is not supposed to happen. This is not destined to be because you don't just automatically, okay, let's just get married because we should. It shouldn't be like that. There should be an actual reason why you want to get married. And those actual reasons should also relate to who you are as a person. Like, what are you doing in your life or what have you accomplished in your spirit before you take it to that level? Like, there has to be something that I feel like most people, when they're married, there has to be some type of life accomplishment that they've done before they actually get to that level. And I think a lot of people don't really know what that is. And that could cause a lot of problems, especially when some people get married at an extremely young age. That's usually why sometimes those marriages don't work out. Now, I will say I do agree a lot with what S Man the African said, because I was also raised in that kind of environment, in that kind of structure, where a lot of people who I saw getting married were people who've been friends for years, or their families were even friends for years. So it was like prearranged matchmaking, so to speak. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're older, you can't find somebody. I have many friends who are looking for someone, but I think that the best thing with marriage at this point is that you shouldn't really be looking at how the person looks. Like, I'll tell you this, I still speak to people, some women who are in their 50s and 60s, no offense to them, but they're talking to me about how they're looking for 10s or they're looking for 8s, and I'm just kind of like, okay, is looks really that important to you? Like, what's just looks? Looks are good to look at, but what else do they provide you? Absolutely nothing. So I think that's also superficial. People just talk about, oh, well, I want to be with this person because they look good, and that's it. That's like their only accomplishment. That's not the way it's supposed to be. There has to be something else. Like, can you guys vibe? Do you guys have good financial skills? Do you guys share the same religion? Because religion is a big deal, if you ask me. So it's it's a lot. But what I will say, I agreed with one of the comments that was up there. It's not hard to find a high value man. I honestly think it isn't hard to find a high value man. When we're talking about high value man, we're just talking about men who have a lot of money. You could find a man who has a lot of money, but will that man want to be with you? Because that man has a lot of options, right? If you're really on here saying you want a man that makes more than $100,000, you could easily find one at the airport. Go to the airport, go to the country clubs, go to areas where rich people hang out. You will find one. But is that man going to take you seriously? What a lot of women don't want to admit is that a lot of these high value men, they have a lot of rendezvous. Let's be honest. They have a lot of ladies who they call for one night and do what they need to do and get rid of them. So that's why when it's like, okay, I just want to find a man who has money, like, that's not hard to do. Do you know how many women have babies by men who have money, but they never see them? They never spend time with them. I don't think at the end of the day, that's what women really want. I think women want the loyalty, they want the companionship, and that stuff does take a long time to find. But I mean, I feel like if you find somebody and you befriend them first, even if you have romantic feelings for them, just be friends with them, and their true colors eventually will come out. And I feel like that will be the best basis for a relationship and hopefully a marriage. you know so all these things that people are saying online, I don't even trust. To be quite honest, I don't trust any marriage counselors who can't show me that they've been in a marriage. I just personally, it's entertainment to me, but at the end of the day, don't trust anything that these people are saying, because that's the media. you know that's the media. And even in this YouTube sector, if you look at all these men that say that they don't want to be with women, and women that say that they don't want to be with men, but best believe it, they're getting their satisfaction in other ways. And I think that's even more wrong. I know I'm a little traditional and that makes people upset, but I don't know any man who's telling me I don't want to be with a woman and he's not with a woman, if you know what I mean. Like, on the down low, he has his booty calls, he has his whatever, but he's on the internet telling you that he doesn't want to be with women. Those people are not happy, you know. So I don't really vibe with that as well.
I want to point out that Brother Wisdom is making some really great points here. Thank you so much, African Millennial. I do think that you're absolutely right when in regards to um, there being just a lack of honesty and discernment when it comes to wanting to have a quote unquote high value or man or live a hypergamous lifestyle. First of all, a lot of high value men are men that are well they have been with their significant others for years, and if they are going to venture out, let's say they're widowed, a lot of millionaires do not marry again. A lot of widows, I think the number is significantly high in regards to the more money a person has, if they are widowed, the chances of them
Yeah, and Courtney,
remarrying are a
not to
little slim.
interrupt,
They're a lot
but
slimmer
a
than
lot of high value men, they have access to so
right.
many women that you'll realize that a lot of these women who are with high value men, they haven't left their wives. They're like high value girlfriends. A lot of women are that are with men that have a lot of money are women that are, you know, they're not with the men. They're not married, right? They're just doing things with the man and they're bragging about it. So to me it's like, are you cool with if you actually get the high value man but he doesn't propose to you or he doesn't actually take you seriously? Like, are you okay with that? And I don't think a lot of women realize that reality, because no matter what, if a man has a lot of money, he also has access to a lot of people. That's just the way that it is.
It's true what African millennial says. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but money is
Right.
not the most important. And I think, like I said earlier, we got our priorities all messed up, and what we're looking for in a potential spouse. Money is nothing. Money comes and goes. I can lose my job tomorrow. She can lose her job tomorrow, or I could die tomorrow. So what's gonna happen to the money? So money is nothing. What really matters is religion, if that's your thing. Your religion, your connection with God, your character, your humbleness. Those are things that you really should be looking for in a relationship that's gonna build a lasting bond with your husband or with your wife. But money ain't nothing, because okay, I got a rich wife. What if she lose her job tomorrow? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk out on her, and vice versa. Is she gonna walk out on me because I lost the six figures? So, I mean, if I'm not looking for a woman who's rich, and I hope a woman is not looking at me because I got money, because I don't want that type of woman. And then, like what African millennial said, money, like Puff Daddy say, more money, more problems. So the more money you have, the more groupies, the more people you have trying to chase after you, because they are chasing money, a material. This is something of the dunya. We say dunya is just like a worldly possession. It's nothing. Money's nothing, but we put so much high value on it. The person who has little money is probably the happiest. That's why in Africa you see a lot of the poorest people, they're happy, because money brings stress and we chasing after it. We killing each other for it. And we strung out on drugs and alcohol and things like that. Because that's why you see a lot of the richest people in this country, they kill themselves because they got all the money, but they can't get happiness. So we got our priorities wrong.
Well, okay, so here we go. This is where kind of rubber meets the road a little bit. That may be absolutely. I hear what you're saying. I'm not a brand chaser or anything like that. But we are in a capitalistic society. We are, and money is necessary to get you, clothes on your back, no matter whether the brand name or not. It still requires money. Money is required for the place where you're living. We are, of course, in a place where land is the absolute most expensive, to purchase. When people look at the United States of America as opposed to other countries in the world, land here is significantly more expensive. We look at things like education. So there are things that we pay for that literally other countries, other societies and cultures don't pay for. We are in a very, I'm talking about the United States of America, we are in a very capitalistic, corporate friendly society. And so the need for money, the need for not wealth, but the need for money is something that does get unfortunately implanted, especially in our communities very early on. very early on. Now, the need for wealth is what's implanted in the other society early on. But we have been, as Dr. Claude Anderson, has expressed so eloquently and articulately, we have that's what's been developing of our culture for generations. A people that are dependent, that are permanent underclass society and permanently dependent on money. On money, not wealth, but money. And so, they said I'm breaking up. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you, Sammy. I don't know. I might have to come out and come back in. I'll do that. But I do think that we need to be very honest when we talk about money is not important, because it is. It is. It really is to us. It really is to us.
Money,
When we look at
money is
homelessness, when it comes to us, when we look at homelessness, yeah.
Money is a tool. You definitely use money to exist. I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't be worshiping it, because I think there's a group of us who worship money. So you definitely need money. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of money, but even like some of the richest people, they're the most humble, because they realize that money is just a tool, and they've made it. They're successful. But you see a lot of the rich people, they philanthropists. They give the money back, because they don't worship the money. But we, unfortunately, a lot of the poorer people throughout the world and here in America, we grow up admiring money and looking up to people who have money, and we want to do whatever it takes to get it, whether it's selling drugs or fast money. However we can get it, let's get it. I don't care. But that's the issue. But it's no problem if you earn 6 figures or 8 or however many figures. No problem. I think so. Here's the thing: if you give a poor person money, sometime, like the people who win the lottery, you hear a lot of stories. They burnt their money really quick because they don't know how to deal with money. But people who grew up with money, they know how to live within their means. They don't go out and buy $1 million house. Like my house, I got a simple house. I got a real simple house, but it's enough for me. So that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with everything that S-Man the African says. It's kind of crazy how I usually agree with him. It's weird. But yes, money is definitely a tool, and it's conditioning in this area for sure, because when you have been systematically at the bottom for so many years, you want to make it to the top. And that's why you see a lot of these people, like rappers and ball players, they do anything for the money, and people look up to them. They look up to the fact that they're money, not to the fact that they're outstanding people. Because a lot of these rappers and ball players, do you know how many baby moms they have? People don't talk about that, though. People don't talk about all the weird and horrible things they do, but they praise them because they have money. So yeah, the love of money it's really bad. I also will say that we need to work more on being a collective people. So if you don't have a lot of money, I know it's kind of hard, but team up with someone else and let's do something together. Like, I don't even think that the pressure of not having a lot of money should be on you as an individual. But in this society, that's how they do it. So that's why people, they go broke, or they go mentally ill, or they just can't deal with it because everything is on them. If we try to find more ways in which we could work together and do projects together and build together, I think it'll be good for all of us, for our physical health, mentally, and everything. In terms of family and all of that, I will always say this: for me personally, my family is more important than money, because if I don't have my money, I have my family, and we could find a way to get it. So, yeah, money is definitely a tool, but it's really not everything, for me at least. And we just have to get out of that conditioning. Once we do that, we'll be able to move forward as a people. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that money is not important, but we need to change our mentality. I feel like that's even way more important than money at this point. Because as S-Man the African says, if some of us get this money, but we're not smart with this money, where's that money gonna go? You know, where's that money gonna go? It's gonna go to someone else's hands. So we really need to figure that out.
Oh, I absolutely believe, just as you stated, that money is a tool, but again, yeah, we are just conditioned to rely on it a whole lot more than any other demographic. And so a lot of education is going to need to come with it. But when we're talking about it in terms of relationships, and this is what creates that desire and that need to be validated by it. You brought up such an excellent point when you said, um, you know, this is the reason why a lot of people that do come into money, why they spend so recklessly, because they've been so humiliated or embarrassed or shamed with being on the bottom, that once they get access to a little bit of capital, they kind of lose their mind with it. And I think that that's, a lot of that does come from that when when we're talking about relationships and that sort of thing. Because, I tell you, like you said, like you both said with your great points. But again, I think that you're speaking, we have to read the room, right? And I don't know about you two. I know. Well, I think S-Man African. We've had this conversation. You were raised by both parents. I assume you were as well. African millennial. I was as well. So the same. So, but we're not talking to people that were raised by two parents and saw two incomes and saw that structure being built. We're talking to 70% of the United States, of our culture, our community, our society, of us. And I'm saying us, I mean foundationally Black or African American or descendants of Africans or whatever way they want to chop it up. But 70% of our households being raised by single parents. And so we can say all we want. Yeah, this is we're not considering this, and this is really off and these priorities are off. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room and why those priorities are off. And they're off because they a lot of our brothers and sisters were raised poor. They were raised poor. And so those people, to hear them being, so when they hear the conversation of saying, well, money isn't important, you're not going to convince the sister or the brother that, like you said, the only people that they had to look up to was, the pimp or the drug man or the dope dealer, in their community. And I think particularly this is very interesting because, with S-Man, the African, with us coming from or having knowledge of the community of which, you were raised in the community of which I represented as an elected official with Coconut Grove, an incredible study in that demographic and the disparity between the two, and I remember telling you that was a big reason why I never dated when I was, I never dated in Coconut Grove, was because a lot of the men were so broken. A lot of the men were like either they were on drugs or had stints with being on drugs, and it was like, that's that's not something I was raised with, so I can't get into a relationship like that. But I saw these same men have plenty of relationships with other women, because that was a commonplace. So I think that we do need to be very aware and very considerate, and especially, like I said, uh, especially because Miami is just a really interesting case. I've lived a lot of places, and I've never seen a people that were so kind of okay with the whole faking it. They ain't even worried about making it. They're just okay with faking it. The superficiality, the materialism. I've never seen any place like that, and I've lived a lot of places. And so, you know, we that's where I say that's the danger when we talk generally. We have to talk specifically because you know these issues, these problems, they are specific to us. They're not, no other demographic is dealing with this the way we are. So yeah, but this is
Well,
the reason why our
I'll,
women and our men are seeking.
well, I'll say one thing. What I don't understand though is if uh, women know that on average, at least in most places in the West, but I'll speak on US for a minute. If women on average know that they make more than a man, then why would they be seeking high value men? Because you'll speak to women who, and I understand women, we say we don't want to lower our standards, but if the facts is there aren't that many men that are making as much as the women, then why are women so fixated on how much a man makes? Because that will mean that you're not going to have a lot of options, period, right?
Well, you know, I'm going to say this. I never really had the because like I said, I don't speak generally, I speak specifically. So when I was, like I said, in my marriage, I was married to someone that was an earner, you know, was regarded as not just like a high value man because of what his potential, what he could earn, but also because of he was high value because he came from a quality background. Um, after my divorce, I was engaged to a gentleman that I did out earn. He was not a high earner, and he came from like he was raised by both his parents, but his parents were divorced. And it was definitely a different quality of a man. And I'm just gonna, and I talk about them specifically because I can't speak on the brother that was raised in a situation and they aren't, they're they're still values, their morals were still a certain place and space, and they still had an interest in providing. I'm just saying, from this particular situation, with this particular person that I was engaged to, because he was not earning as much as I was, there was, to me personally, I felt like there was a resentment, as well as not a real interest in earning, being a provider. Like, he did more complaining about how we spent money, as opposed to ever suggesting ways where we could make more, and that's where I think it's kind of like just a difference, a breakdown of priorities. And like I said, I can't speak for other women, but I can just speak for myself personally. um I just think that it's not about dating down as far as when it comes to financial, but it's a dating down when it comes to uh sometimes the man is not earning more just because, like, he's a lazy person. He's a lazy person, and this providing is not something that he is has seen a need for. I think that that's a real hard thing for us to admit as a people, as a society. Yeah. Okay, we're
Yeah.
adding to the stream. Brother Bakari, welcome to the panel. Welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for allowing me on. All right. Peace to everybody on the panel. Peace to everybody in the chat.
Absolutely.
Peace.
I just came on. I was just got back and started listening again, and I heard y'all was talking about marriage. And I saw my brother Guy Nollywood Jr. had put in the chat. He said he agreed with arranged marriage. I agree with that too, but it's gonna be hard because that's not the culture that we come from. But I agree with the arranged. I think an arranged marriage can be good. I really do. I think that way. But then you also, I don't know, you may want your child to pick the spouse. I don't know. But I do think an arranged marriage can be good because you want your daughter with a good man and you want your son with a good woman. And now for me, from my experience, uh no, it's not experience. When I heard you calling the numbers about 70% of our kids are born out of wedlock, for me, I don't always buy that number. And the reason I don't buy that number is because people like me.
No. It's not, just to correct you, Brother Bakari, it's not born out of wedlock. It's raised in single family homes. So let me qualify my statement with that. Even if, okay, let's say like right now, my children are being raised in a single family home, even though they were born in a to when I was married, they were made in a marriage. They are now being raised in a single parent home. Even if, like, when my ex-husband and I, we had joint custody, and you're right, you always have to consider the source. Absolutely. As a journalist, I can definitely tell you that's absolutely 100% correct. But it depends on where you're going to get the information, because even when my ex-husband and I had joint custody, I remember they do these climate surveys at the children's schools, and they say, hey, if you're divorced, they automatically said, hey, they're raised in a single parent household. And I said, they aren't. We're divorced, we have joint custody, and there it's equal part. He has a household, I have a household. They're not being raised in a single parent household, and he was remarried. So I said, well, so after the first year that we were divorced, I started filling out that climate survey differently. And I started saying, well, then I would rather, because we were still joint custody, but I would rather we use his statistics, because I don't want my children to be lumped into a number that's going to enable this school to get a certain amount of more funding just for the fact of saying that another single mothers were here. I said, no, on paper, I started letting my ex-husband, be able to say, okay, no, they're not being raised in a single parent household, because he's remarried. So he started filling out the climate. I started filling out the climate survey under with just his information and not both of our information. So it's not that born out of wedlock, it's that they're being raised single parent. But you're absolutely right when you say question it. But understand, please continue your point.
Okay. Well, even when you say, okay, like for an example, if you look at in the state of Georgia, right? My kids don't live with a parent. Now they live with me. I'm their father. Me and their mother was married when they were born. But because the mother passed away, I'm not even, by the state of Georgia law, I'm not even considered the father. I'm a guardian. The mother, now I learned all this when my wife passed away. That's another reason I say I would never sign another piece of paper for a contract to say I'm gonna get married. Through the state, I would sign my own. Me and my lady I'm with would do a contract and do our own thing. But going by these people rules, I would never do that again. Literally, I found out when my wife passed away, that anybody, even you, Courtney, that they never met, you could have gone to the court and said, I'm not a good parent, and petition to have my kids taken away, because, and not only that, I had to fill out paperwork to become a legal guardian. And we were married. Both of my kids, I cut the cords in the hospital with them. But this marriage thing, I was just saying that to go on some of the paperwork, some of the stuff they can, and like you were saying about your paperwork, the way they have you and your husband, it's just not single. You understand? Not a single parent, they're being raised by both, but the way they can say things. But for us, when it comes to this marriage thing, regardless of how we do it, I think we're going to have to look in the mirror and start to love self. And I agree with you were saying about the broken, well, not broken home, because I don't call nobody home broken, but they're not raised in a house with both parents a lot of times, and one parent is absent, the other person really don't know how they feel. When I talk about my mother and father, I was 14 when my father passed. My mother and father have been married 32 years. And when I started talking about how a man and a woman should be together, you know, I've had women that absolutely call me strange, different. They have never heard of anything like that, of a man and woman being together that long and loving one another. But since that's what I come from, and that's what I see, that's what I saw growing up, and that's what I understand, what I did, I stopped trying to make people understand who I am. Stop trying to make people understand, I'm sorry, from what I come from. I let people be who they are. And if it meant for us to be together, we would be together. If not, we'll go our separate ways and we will remain friends. Like for me and my wife, I knew my wife was my wife the second conversation we had, because I told her, you're going to be my wife. But she didn't come from the same mother and father in the household like I did. But that's what she wanted. That's what she wanted. And so since that's what she wanted and we wanted the same thing, so we worked toward that. And that it's about what the person wants. And these women that looking for a man, high dollar, to me, I don't know. I find some men being intimidated by a woman that make more money than them. And I've heard very few women, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard a lot of women say, my man have to make this much money to be with me. And I know Courtney's heard me say this before. Shit, my wife doubled the amount of money that I made, but that didn't stop me from being a man. That didn't stop me from being able to do the things that a man was supposed to do. So that person, that ain't the type of person you want to be around anyway. She's looking for a fantasy, or he's looking for a fantasy. And we're living in the real world. You want somebody who's gonna be able to deal with you and help you, try and help you get to the part in life what you want, and y'all can do it together, and it will be yours. It's not I make $100,000 a year and you make $50,000 a year. What we make is ours, and that's how it's supposed to be. At least that's how I see it. And I yield the mic.
S-Man, did you have any response for Brother Bakari's statement? Thank you so much, Brother Bakari.
No. What he said resonated. You know, his points are valid. So yeah, I'm not intimidated by a woman's salary, but I do think, getting back to the idea of the family in America, I think there's been a lot of deliberate efforts on the part of the powers that be to break up the families in America, which it's a deeper subject, but I think that gets back to you know, both parents working. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but obviously, if both parents working in every family, you know, you're not gonna have people in the house to look after the kids and to guide the kids. You know, a long time ago, like I said, it's a deeper subject, but long time ago, the mother would be home at least for the first couple of years to raise the kids and make sure that they were nurtured and everything like that. But these days, the kids go to daycare probably from like 1 year old, or maybe even younger, 2 years old. So I think that definitely has an impact on the rearing of the children, and you know, giving them the skills and nurturing that they need to be successful, which I think gets back to the fact that we have been encouraged and promoted to, you know, seek capitalism. You know, let's earn as much as we can get. So like I said, it's a deeper subject. I'm not really trying to go into that, but I'm just trying to let you know, what I'm thinking, or what I'm, my perspective. I'm not intimidated by a woman's earnings, but, as a Muslim, again, you know, Muslim. I don't know if you know this or the panel know this, the audience, but like for our marriages, you know, the woman is not required to contribute anything towards the household expenses. Her money is her money. So that's where we come from as Muslims. Like I cannot tell my wife to pay this bill or help me out, or, you know, I can't religiously. I can't. If she wants to do that, fine and dandy, but I can't tell her to do that. So that, but like I said, you know, everybody's different. Our situations is different. So you know, if it works, it works. But I'm not intimidated if my wife makes more money than me. It's still her money at the end of the day. And if she wanted to contribute to the household expenses, that would be fine. And if she say, you know what, you stay home and take care of the kids, I'd do it. You know, shoot, I want to stay home sometimes. I get tired. You know, I get tired of working. I've been working for the past 20 years or more. I want to take a break. So I wouldn't mind doing that. So I think it's good to have a spouse who's willing to pick up the slack or help out, you know, in that situation sometimes, because we all need a break. We all need help sometimes. So yeah, that's my my comment.
We all do need help. I love the comment here. Sis African millennial, I want to get back to you. I just love this comment here and I wanted to read it. It says, when will we be as passionate about a solution? And then my bestie followed up and said after that, how do we get older women married? So I would love to weigh in on that, especially being a woman of the age of 42. I definitely would hear solutions and the discussion amongst with in that regard. I know African millennial, you're a millennial, but Brother Bakari and S Man, we're in our 40s. So would definitely love to hear some more of that. But African millennial, if you would like to weigh in on what Brother Bakari would say, what he was sharing, I would definitely love to hear that. Are you still there, African millennial? Is anyone here, African millennial?
I don't hear her.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay, well let's discuss that. And Sammy's treasure, I heard you loud and clear, and I agree. Kids going to daycare at 2 months old now, it is crazy. My children both were not into any school. My daughter was the longest. She was our first. She didn't go to school until or she didn't go into like a daycare or anything until she was almost 5. My mom always raised us with a very staunch rule of you don't put any kids in any facility outside of the home until they're old enough to talk. And so my daughter was about 5 before she could speak, but I just wasn't comfortable, especially with her being our first, with what she felt. We just wanted to make sure that what she things that she saw, she was able to make a difference between right and wrong. Because sometimes with kids, that's another thing too, they can talk, but if it doesn't feel wrong, they're not going to say that it's wrong. And especially in with our babies needing to be protected in regards to just being over sexualized, and a lot of pedophilia, which runs rampant in all types of communities and cultures. That definitely was a big concern of ours, both of ours. And when my son, by the time my son was born, it was a little bit, he talked sooner and he had a little bit more awareness. But at that point we were already established with a really nice venue that they used to go to close to our home. And so we were comfortable. And so he was about 3, but she was 4, before he turned 5. But you're right. I cannot stand to see that, even as an educator, just to see sometimes older kids. And when I say older, I mean 7, 8 years old. They still don't have that discernment. And to me, I'm like, that's a red flag. They shouldn't be in a school. They shouldn't be in an environment where they're getting all of these, it's like a computer code. They're getting all of these codes kind of, you know, programmed, like in that scene from The Matrix when Neo was looking at all of the codes, and they can't read those codes. They don't know what that means. And so it's kind of dangerous. But I would like to ask the gentleman on the panel, because like I said, you're both in your 40s. Where is the where do you think the solutions do lie in getting older people married? Because I know you're married, S-Man, and I know you were married, Brother Bakari. But I mean, when it comes to your friends, maybe, do your friends your age, you know, male friends, do they say things like they're not interested in being married? Like, what's the talk amongst men? I'm going super silent on this. I got my notepads out. I'm gonna take some notes.
So who you wanted me to go, me or the other brother?
Oh,
You go ahead, brother.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. Well,
Thank you, S-Man.
For me, all my friends I hang with, they're mostly married. But how do you get? But for me, older women, and I'll be 49 next month, right? I don't date. I don't date younger women. Maybe some of those men have matured who chasing younger women, but the woman that I'm going to be with once we decide we're going to be together, she's going to be around my age. I guess is what someone like, because I found a lot of men my age that just want to chase younger women. But I've also seen a lot of women my age, you know, I've seen a lot of women my age that'll tell you they don't want to be in a relationship. They enjoy doing what they do, and a lot of them like younger dudes. So for the women that want to be married, I think they probably need to deal with someone their age, someone that's more mature. That's the biggest thing, the man, because every man my age haven't completely matured. Even if they have been married before and have kids, they have not completely matured because they still run the streets. It's according to what, and when I'm saying running the streets, I ain't just talking about hanging. They still enjoy a lot of different women, right? And those women know that. So a lot of them are younger. So they have not matured to the point where they want to be in another relationship. Those women need to meet someone and stop looking at oh, he's tall and he's handsome and all of that. I'm not saying you need to get someone that you don't find attractive, but what I'm saying is we need to get to know the person. And if they get to know the person, they'll know if that person wants to be with them or not. But like I said, for me, my preference is someone my age. I'm 49. I'll be 49 next month. I really won't date anyone under 40, in all honesty. Maybe 38, but I really, and that's hard for me. So I want a woman around my age. And like I said, the woman I'm going to be with, whenever, you know, is going to be my age, going to be in that age range that I prefer. And that's what I believe. And I'm going to tell you another thing, and I'm not trying to knock on nobody, religion, or anything like that. So don't get it twisted. Women, if you have a man and you're into church, I'm talking to women my age, and your man don't go to church, don't choose church over your man. You continue to go to church. Just because he don't go to church, and I'm saying this because I've been through this, just because he don't go to church does not mean he's not a good man for you. He just don't do church service. But look at the other things that he do. Look at the other, how he is a provider, how he is a protector, how he took your kids or your grandkids in and made them his, and vice versa. And that was one of the things with me. I was like, if I lied and said I went to church every Sunday or 2-3 Sundays a month and lied and said, oh, you know, I'm a Christian, I would have about 8-9 women right now if I wanted to, but that ain't what I want to do. So, and I don't want to hurt nobody. So for right now, I'm not in a relationship until I meet the person that I want to be with, because I'm kind of sensitive toward the woman feelings. But that's another thing that I'm telling you that that some women need to stop doing, that black women should stop doing. Stop judging the man if he don't go to church with you or not. But look at the other things that he do. And that could help you have you a good man. And if you respect the other things that he do for you, and you care for him and the way he care for you, eventually, even if he don't go every Sunday, at least 1-2 Sundays a month, he will get up and start going to church with you. Just don't try to pressure him into it. And I'll get the mic. Anybody there? Did I fall
It's
off?
on you, S man. People do ask, I'm often asked this question as well, um, in regards to like why I don't date, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you? How do you? Aren't you? Finding guys like in your age group?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not." Um, Men my age aren't asking. Men my age are either married or they're not asking me on for a date. Younger guys approach me all the time, but most of the time, and I'm also responding because I saw Snuggles and I have had this conversation a couple of times, haven't we, Snuggles? Yeah, where you say, I'm gonna read it. It says, older women, older women in the mid-30s and above, it would be wise for them to get married to a man 10 years their senior, because men within their age group will just look at them as an old woman. And that may be true, but how are we supposed to get married to them if the older men aren't approaching? I will say this: there used to be a time where I would see that happening a whole lot more often, especially in church. But even in my church, the churches that I'm affiliated with, the older men are either married or they are much older, like much older, like not 10 years my senior, but maybe like about 70, about 60, 70 years old. And they aren't approaching. They'll say things like, "Girl, well, if I was your age." That's not approach. So maybe that's also a discussion that we could have also seriously. How how does one in this day and age, how should they be approaching, um females, and how does that look from an older standpoint? Because like I said, as far as what I'm seeing right now, as far as what I personally have experienced, younger men are not having as much of an issue with approaching, but older men are typically not. They're just kind of like, they're kind of
I'd
just
have
kind
to
of sitting
disagree
back
with
a little
that.
bit. You said what, sis, millennial?
I'd have to disagree with that.
Oh yeah, you can, because like I said, I'm going on my personal experiences. I don't speak for anybody else. So I speak very specifically to my experiences. As I always say, I don't read the room, I don't generalize. But you can definitely add in your, weigh in on that. What are your experiences with it? Because my experience is older men are not approaching me. Younger men are approaching me, but older men don't.
Okay, that may be true, but I think that generally speaking, people aren't really looking to get married as they used to, period. I think more people they're more free. So they're really looking more to have a good time and have fun. But I don't think people are looking to get married. And that has to be conditioning due to this culture because in this system, it's like they treat as if you get married, then you're losing your freedom and you'll lose your finances. They don't look at it as, okay, if you get married, that what's yours is mine and what's hers is yours. It's more of a, you're losing half of your income to this person, vice versa. So I think because of that reason, more people aren't getting married. Like if you guys are familiar with the manosphere, it's a bunch of 30 and some 20, but mostly 30 and 40-year-olds talking about why marriage is a waste of time and stuff like that. So a lot of men, I don't think that they're really even looking for that. I feel like, a lot of men on this panel, they've waken up, but I don't really see men trying to get married, period. I see men, if they want something, they just go to these websites and get what they want, and they're content with that. I don't really. Now, in terms of the older men, that does shock me, because I would think that older men would want, a woman by their side to help them out when they're older. So I'm kind of shocked that you're saying that. But with the young men, I don't know. Are they approaching you on the basis of marriage or a relationship? Or
No, they're
because
approaching in general.
oh,
But older men, they may want someone by their side, but they don't consider themselves older. Like when you speak on the manosphere, I don't typically like to go into those I don't like to go down those YouTube streets that much, to tell you the truth. But when I have ventured and I've gotten lost, like I might notice someone, from actually, like I might notice someone, like I'll see a name come up and it'll be recommended, and I'm like, oh, I know that person. That person was in, I was in a room with them, or I remember that person from this or that room, and I'll follow it down that road, and I'll go in there. And those men, it's a delusion. They're very delusional. So they might be in their 40s and 50s, but no, sis, they think they're hot commodities. They think that they're like 20-year-olds.
You're actually
So
right.
they're not thinking of, oh, I'm 40, 50 years old. Maybe I should be, kind of coupling up. They're not talking like how Brother Bakari was just speaking, They're not saying maybe I should be coupling up with someone kind of my own age, because they'll be able to appreciate and value things differently. They're not just chasing my pockets. They're not thinking that. So yeah, I'm 42, and so 10 years, of course, my senior is someone in their 50s, but those men in their 50s are thinking they're like in their 30s. They're thinking they're like still like a hot commodity age. So they're not thinking, oh yeah, let me date, this sis who is mature, who is like, seems like she has a good head on her shoulders and all of that. No, they want to date the younger chick who, seems like she's just trying to have a good time, because honestly, that's what they're trying to have too. So yeah, so at least, like I said, that's my experience. That's been my experience.
Yeah, we got to get our priorities straight. I think a lot of this comes from the media. We've been indoctrinated into this society, into this idea that sex is everything, have fun, live once, do whatever you want to do, don't be accountable to anyone. We don't have a family structure in this country, so who cares what your parents think? Who cares what your brother and sister think? Because it's all about you. Do what makes you happy. And we have been indoctrinated into that through the media. Look at all the TV programs that's on these days. The Bachelorette, Bachelor, I don't know, Love Island, all these dumb shows that promote promiscuity. So that's all that comes on TV. You go to the grocery store and you're in the checkout aisle, just look at the magazines, sex, everything. So this is what we are surrounded by. So we got to like somehow pull ourselves back from all this stuff that's bombarding us constantly. Only then will we be able to like get out of this cycle of do whatever you want to do, have fun. You only live once. This is heaven. This is heaven on earth. That's what they think, but it's not heaven. It's like, it's a whole nother topic. I won't go too much into it, but this is really the hell. This is the heaven for the unbeliever. Getting back to the question, like, what's the solution? I don't know, but getting back to our roots, African roots, potentially one solution. African, some tribes back in the day, they had plural marriages. That might be a solution. I don't know. But I think a lot of the men who get married early on in life and they get divorced, they get scared to get married again because, they got stressed out or burdened with child support or, going through that whole process. It kind of scares guys into getting married again. So that's one, like, this whole system in America is against the man. basically. Like if you get divorced and you're a dude, you out of gas, you out of luck. Like the whole system gonna come after you. So you get scared of getting married again, because you don't want to go through that. So that might encourage you to just play around. I don't know those websites y'all was talking about, but you might be more inclined to do those types of things.
Don't be coy. Don't be coy over here. You know them websites. As
I
man,
do not.
you better stop. Oh,
I do
African millennial, tell your boy to stop playing. I don't know those sites. I don't know those sites.
Can I say something right quick?
Go ahead, Bakari.
When y'all meet a lot of brothers that say they traveling and they're going to Asia and they're going to South America, right? You know what the problem is? They go to those places and they come back and they expect a black woman to treat them the way a prostitute treat them. They brag on how well these women treat them. I'm telling you what the
Somebody
problem.
throw up this brother some glowers. Excuse me, brother Bakari, but somebody better put you up some glowers in the room. Come on. Go ahead, brother.
They go and they come back and they brags on how well they're being treated. Especially when you hear them talk about Thailand. That's just one of the places in Asia. But then they never tell the truth and say, well, I'm actually paying her $50 for this treatment. And they come back and they want to compare a sister to a prostitute. Those type of brothers, we can't worry about. They are not part of the solution. We have to create the solution. Now, I'll say I'm the solution because I believe I'm a great man. I'm gonna be honest. I love myself because I try to pattern myself after my father. And I saw the way my father treated my mother. So I'll say I'm a great man, but I know I'm not the only great man out there. It's just according to what the woman wants, and it's according to what the man wants. I always say the 4 pillars of a man: respect, love, provide, protect. Do a woman want a man to respect, love, provide, protect? Or are you going to be so strong and single? Well, I'm a strong single black woman and be single forever. That have something to do with it too. I know it's been people that ran into that and they don't know how to bounce back. Because believe it or not, especially a lot of these brothers walking around with their chest stuck out, talking all hard, living this fake life, and they are fragile. Trust me, they are fragile. So when they meet one, especially two, I'm a strong black woman. I don't need you for nothing. Every black woman they meet, they put in that box. That's what they put every black woman they meet in that box. In the manosphere and MGTOW and SYSBM, say yourself black man. I think any man that hate a woman is gay. That's just me, and they sound like they hate women, and that ain't. I just really truly believe that. So we don't worry about people like them. You worry about the black men that want to build a community that look at the black woman and say, you know what? They're beautiful and I love them and I respect them. Not one who gonna always complain and try to put everything on the black woman. We're critiquing your behavior, but you only critique. You never compliment. You only critique. So for me, as a black man, I tell other black men, look at women with love. Look at women with joy. Enjoy the conversation. Whatever the conversation is, show respect. Show respect to that black woman, unless that black woman show you she don't want you to respect her. I respect every morning. You know what I do? Every morning when I go to work, it doesn't make a difference. I do it every morning. And I'm not trying to hit on none of these women, but I know how black women are treated every morning. I buy at least 2 black women just a cup of coffee. And just buying them a cup of coffee, you should see the smile that's on their face. Cup of coffee, tell them they're beautiful. It's only been a couple I had to explain to that I'm not trying to hit on you. They wouldn't let me buy the coffee because they thought I was trying to hit on them. And I wasn't trying to hit on them, but okay, I saved that $2 for that cup. But that's the type of respect and love and admiration I have for a black woman. And I will continue to have that respect and love for the black woman. And that's what we need. When you see that woman, if your mama was good to you, when you see that black woman, you're looking at your mother. Not literally, but you understand what I'm saying. And that's how we have to start seeing our women. We have to see our women. And for brothers my age, when we see sisters our age, don't look at them as something easy and then want to go give all your money away to a 30. I'm 49, I'll be 49 next month. Now you want to go give all your money away to a 25-year-old, to a 25 or 30-year-old. Then 10 years down the road, you ain't got nothing and she gone with everything you had and she got somebody her age. I'm just saying, I get the mic.
Brother, you said a handful there. I want to read Snuggles' comment and then S Man. We could go the cycle of our the we could go to order of S Man and African Millennial to respond to it. Um, Snuggles says, okay, the man who talk hard or act hard, excuse me, who act hard, those are the men the women gravitate to. So this is the whole bad boy rhetoric. Snuggles, I'm gonna let y'all take it because I feel like I would just kind of go kind of totally off on this conversation.
It's true.
Okay, but it says the men who talk hard or act hard, those are the men that women gravitate to. Those other men the women prop up in song. Those other men when the women that the women prop up in that the other men that prop women up in songs, those are the men the women say they want a roughneck instead. And then he was saying this, what are you talking about in regards to Brother Bakari's comment. So S Man or African Millennial, if you want to respond to that, I think that would be appreciated. I have a lot to say, but I'm gonna put myself on mute.
I'm gonna quickly respond. I think that's exactly correct, and I'll go ahead and just second what Brother Wakari said is exactly correct too. But yeah, a lot of the time women look for the bad guy, and that's just that's nature. But then it don't work out because he ended up being a bad guy in the relationship too. I think in nature, if you look at the animal kingdom, same thing. Like you want the strongest guy and whatnot. But I think women get confused with that bad boy image because they can't put food on the table, or food from a halal earning. We say halal, but like, is it clean money? Where did he get the money from? So that bad boy image, is it going to be good for you in your relationship? And it's just an image, because a guy who wears casual clothes, who has a 9-to-5 job, he could be a bad boy too. But I think your idea of what a strong man is warped when you go out looking for a bad boy. So yeah, and that ends up a lot of times in broken relationships.
Yeah, I'll just respond to that as well. The reason why women like bad boys is, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the bad boys are the ones who, I don't know why, I think God has something to do with this, but bad boys usually look very good, or they're very charismatic, so they're very good with their words. So women will naturally be inclined to bad boys. Also, it depends on the behavior that was displayed at home. So you'll have some women who will go with bad boys because their mothers accepted that type of behavior. So she grows up thinking that, okay, this is acceptable. This is what my mom went through, or this is what my dad did to my mom. So they're just emulating that. They say that a lot of women tend to go for the type of men that their fathers were. So if their fathers weren't in the house or they weren't good men, those are the type of men that women will usually gravitate towards. It's just natural. And usually those are the type of men that women usually have experience when they're young. As they're older, they usually see the error of their ways, but sometimes it's not too late, but they've already had experience with the bad men, and a lot of the good men that they didn't take seriously when they were younger, those good men tend to be the ones that are already married, right? So yeah, the whole bad boy thing, every woman at least has an experience with that. Not every woman goes for bad boys, but I'll be honest with you, bad boys, they're it. The scammers, the one that make easy money, those are the ones who have the money to lure these type of women anyways. Those are the ones that have the money to buy all the name brands, to buy all the cars, to do all of this. So yeah, that's the reason why women go for bad boys. They either usually look good or they have a lot of money. you know, from dubious ways, of course, but let's be honest, not everybody cares about how the man gets money. They just care about the fact that the man has money. And that is immaturity and probably inexperience on the woman's part, but the cycle continues, unfortunately.
Okay. I
Both of
think
your
of women like
points,
that.
I think generally speaking, like I said, I talked about specifics, and I always tell you that, Snuggles, too, but you always want to talk generally. But not all women are looking for no bad boys, and even like my ex-husband is very conservative, still is remarried, and he's, you know, still conservative. And even in my affairs, the men that I was with, the you know, I dated celebrities, I dated rappers, and they were like, you know, they were like straight laced dudes, like they were, you know, they rather read a book. So I just don't think that that's the truth for everyone. I do think there's a lot of I think that there's a lot of hype beyond that, around that whole stereotype of women and bad boys or what have you. But I think that attractive is just attractive, and I don't think that a lot of people like to be, you know, honest when we just talk about that. Attractive is attractive, no matter, you know, what that person is doing or what field that person is. If they're an attractive dude, they're an attractive dude. I've seen some very attractive quote unquote nerds or squares be able to be players just because of the fact that they're just good looking, and they're squared up. They're squared up. They're in the computers and all that, but they're very good looking, so they get, you know, they get the attention. But Brother Bakari, I think I interrupted you. Go ahead and complete your thought. Excuse me.
Okay. I think a lot of times they go for the bad boys because of uh I believe a woman want to feel protected, and they believe in the image, or they believe in the myth of the bad boy, and they think it's going to be protection because it's natural for a man to want to protect a woman. And that's just, that's me. That's what I believe. A lot of it is they feel they're going to be protected, especially like African millennials said, if they see them making fast money and they're doing it from the streets, they must be tough, they must be willing to protect me. And that's what I believe, because a woman is natural. It's natural for a man to protect. It's natural for a woman to want that protection from a man. I look at nature, and when you look at nature, the male line protect the female. That's just whenever you see any group, look at the gorillas. You know, look at how the gorilla family, the man protect the family, and the biggest, strongest, baddest man end up being the one with the most female gorillas, the most bad, because he's the one that can protect. And that's why I say that's one of the four pillars for me is protect. And that's what that woman is looking for, security. She's looking for that security and, she provide and protect that bad boy. She has seen him provide money. And now she thinks he can provide protection. So she has security all the way around. And at some point they have forgotten about the respect. They have forgotten about the love. So they just got the security, to provide and to protect. And I think that's what they want. And that's what they believe they're going to get from the bad boy. I get the mic.
I think that's a very beautiful and valid point. That yeah, they and someone else said too. Someone else said as well. Yeah, we throw up some glowers around here, but we're gonna put those claps up for Brother Bakari. But someone said as well that Snuggles. I think, yeah, you did say it, that sometimes, you know, those women that grow up without fathers, that represents a masculinity. So that would explain why, you know, I particularly, that I grew up with my dad. So, you know, a good man to me was someone who was coming home every night, and who put kids through college, and who, you know, never cursed at their mom, and, you know, so yeah, but we are literally a society that's a direct reflection of our experiences. So that's why I said when we're reading the room, we have to be appreciative of everyone's experience or the collective experience. But when we're talking about solutions, I can see why we do need to generalize, because we have to err on the side of what we are mostly, but what we are mostly is not what we are ultimately. And I want us to remember that as a people. So we're closing out. Y'all, this has been an incredible conversation. I really appreciate everyone being on the panel, just weighing in. This has been an incredible just discussion. I literally have my notepad out, learning a lot, listening. I really appreciate the honesty here, because I do think it was definitely that's an approach that we must have when we're talking about such a complicated issue, concern regarding our culture, our community, our diaspora. So with that being said, as we close out, African Millennial first, then S-Man, of course, and then Brother Bakari, last word, the elder, and just bringing so much wisdom to us tonight. Want you to tell everyone where to find you, with your channels, your platforms, and please just include in your closing one specific piece of information that you learned tonight, either from the panel or from the chat, and one thing that you're going to do to apply towards a solution in regards to Black female, Black male relationship building.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having this show. It was a really interesting show. You guys can find me on YouTube. My channel name is African Millennial, and I do speak about issues that usually affect the diaspora. Sometimes I focus mostly on Black women, because we just have a lot that we need to talk about, and sometimes we need to talk about it in private or not with men giving their opinions. Now, I will say, basically in this conversation, what I took from it is that even though a lot of people want to get married, I feel like a lot of people should go to some type of counseling. And it doesn't have to be Western counseling, but you could get counsel from elders. You can get counsel from older people, because some people have post-traumatic stress, which they haven't dealt with. And it just, when you are not okay as a single person, and when you have a lot of issues, I feel like the last thing you should be thinking about is marriage. Some people believe that marriage or even relationships will fill a void, and that void can be filled temporarily, but you can't hide who you are, especially when you are in a long-term relationship or marriage. You definitely should look to yourself. If you are religious, you should pray, because it's a really big decision. And I think that just a lot of the media that's on TV in regards to relationships and marriage paints a false narrative that marriage is bad, marriage is this, relationships are bad, relationships are this. You could just have a good time with somebody. Why worry about that longevity? So you, especially as an adult, you should understand that is programming, period. Like, you should not be looking at marriage or relationship experts who've never been in relationships or who've never been married. That's just nonsense. But a lot of people are so lost that they look onto these things and they think that it's real. What we could do moving forward is make sure that in our households, we at least teach the younger generation some of these values, and that could change the whole community. So that is what I have to say about it. It's a really great topic, though, I have to admit.
Thank you. S-Man, you're up next. S-Man up next. Thank you so much, African Millennial. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, African Millennial. It's great being on the panel with you. Great being on the panel with Bakari. Thank you very much, Sister Omega. This is a great topic, and hopefully we can all, improve our relationships, or keep the relationships that we have and have strong families. I think we got to be cognizant, like African Millennial said, of the media and the fakeness of it. It's Hollywood, it's fake, it's TV, and we shouldn't really digest that stuff. they call it reality TV, but it's not reality. It's fantasy TV, and it is a version of life that they are trying to push on us. If you look at all the programming these days, I think you'll get the message of what they're trying to do, but they're really trying to break down families. I have a channel, S-Man the African, on YouTube. Check it out. I just uploaded a video today teaching Swahili. So if you're interested in learning Swahili or learning more about Kenya or Africa in general, and anything like that, just check out my channel. Looking forward to collaborating again, Sister Omega. This is a great topic. Thank you very much.
And Brother Bakari, thank you so much. I mean, really, this was a great panel. You know what? I'm not opposed. Check your emails. I'm not opposed to us putting together something in this regards very soon, and maybe we can kind of we can just flesh it out a little bit more. But thank you. Last but not least, the main brother, salute. I'm looking so forward to us, definitely getting together physically. I think that energy is, I love your passion, Brother Bakari, and this energy is very much needed. And you jumped off of the live last Wednesday because you said you were at a place getting some jollof rice. And I ain't had no jollof rice yet since I got here, Brother Bakari. So I'm ready. So whenever you're ready, let me know where this jollof rice was at that you got.
It would be a great place to go to. I'm sorry, I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No. I love your passion and energy, and I definitely salute. And I'm looking forward to your closing comments tonight, because I really think that once you came onto the panel, it really the conversation really even got elevated even more. So I want to thank you again for stepping up to the plate tonight, because I know that you have a lot going on. So just the fact that you're here with us tonight is definitely a blessing and appreciated. So again, last words, closing thoughts, and just let's really take in what this brother is saying, you guys, because this is our elder. And there's just a lot of love and passion that is spoken whenever you say something, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sister Courtney. Thank you for allowing me on your panel. And once again, I thank you for your prayers. I know I said it in the chat, but once again, I thank you for your prayers that was sent out to my brother. Thank you very much. It was nice meeting you, S-Man. Where you from, S-Man, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, hey, Bakari, I grew up in Miami, Florida, born and raised, but my dad's Kenyan and my mother is Bahamian descent.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
African millennial. I will see you Sunday at 2:00, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Where are you from, African millennial, if you don't mind me asking?
I currently live in Canada, originally from Ghana.
Oh, okay. Are you Ashanti?
I'm half Ashanti, yes.
Okay. I have an Ashanti name, Kofi. That's my Ashanti name. But look, I thank everybody in the chat for listening. My name is Brother Bakari. That's the name of my channel. If you hadn't heard of me, you have now. If you like my content, go to my channel, smash the subscribe button, smash that notification bell. Courtney, what I learned from your show, first of all, it was a wonderful show like always. But what I learned from your show, Black men and Black women need to talk more. We need to talk to each other more. It's okay what African millennials say she do a thing sometime what? It's just women. And I know it's another, they do a thing where it's just men. As long as we're not bashing one another, that's cool. But then we need to sit down and we need to talk more. We need to have more panels where there's Black men and Black women on the panel together. The only way it's going to get fixed is if we fix it. That's the only way it's going to get fixed. Stop looking at one another as the enemy and start looking at one another as an ally. The Black woman is my ally. The Black man is my ally. And we need to talk. Like I said, Sister Courtney, I know I've said it on my channel a couple of times, and I know you heard me say it. I believe and I'm hoping by this summer that this pandemic thing is over. We need to start planning no later than February. Just a big get together at a park somewhere in a city where people want to come to. Like I live in the Atlanta area. And that's what we need to do. And that's how but we need to talk more. We need to see each other. We need to see each other. When I say see each other, I'm not just talking about just look. We need to see each other, understand what each one of us is going through because we are both going through the same thing. So when we see each other, we're going to listen to each other and we're going to feel each other and we'll become one again. And that's what we have to do. And once again, Sister Courtney, I thank you for allowing me on your panel. What's your name? S Man. Nice meeting you. Everybody in the chat, once again, it was nice meeting y'all. Once again, my channel is Brother Bakari. Go smash that subscribe button, notification bell. I yield the mic. Thank you.
You guys, you know what we do here? We glow up. You know, if you have a wrench, you have a torch. And that torch is not just for yourself, it's for you to light the path for someone else. So please, as this closes out, don't just jump out. Take the information down, go visit other people's channels, get the email addresses. I saw, I know I dropped my email address in the chat. I think I saw a couple of other ones in the beginning. You might have to scroll up, but let's do exactly what Brother Bakari said. Let's not take these opportunities and just say, oh yeah, that was a good conversation, and then just keep it moving. Oh yeah, we were talking right. Let's keep it moving. Wisdom dropped a lot of jewels. Wisdom, I want you to email me. I would love to have your participation on a panel. I see you on other chat on other platforms, and you always just have such positivity to bring, such empowering words to instill. And you all, this is what we need as a people, as a culture, as a society. Brother Bakari, you hit it right on the head. I can't say enough how I just to see someone walking it like they talk it is so significant. It's so significant. Representation matters, and I thank you for doing it. Sis African Millennial, even though you are my junior, you absolutely inspire me. Your keen thoughts and your presentation just are always on point. I will absolutely be there on Sunday to support, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I will be there to support Brother Bakari on your panel on Sunday. I'm looking very much forward to it. S-Man the African, I can't say enough how, you know what, God really knew what he was doing, that you kind of left Coconut Grove as I was getting there, because we were supposed to meet at a time such as this. So who knows how we would have connected, or if because sometimes you could be in the same space but you're speaking two different languages. So because when I got to Coconut Grove, my mind state was totally different than someone who was kind of venturing out from. And I would imagine if I would have met you when I first got there, I probably wouldn't have stayed as long as I did. I would have been like, well, I got to get out of here because he's getting out of here and he's a pretty cool person. So I got to go too. So I really thank the Creator. I thank God. I thank the Most High that our paths have crossed this way, and we're able to connect and vibe with still knowing some of the same history, and also having Bahamian in both of our backgrounds as well. So thank you again. Donnie Goes Live. I see you're saying some awesome things. Please, everyone, visit these channels. Let's don't say, hey, I'm going to visit, and then the next live or the next panel where you see any of these people, you say, hey, I was supposed to go visit you from the other time. Let's follow through on that. Let's be about what we're about. African Millennial, S-Man the African, Brother Bakari. As you can see, I'm going to leave the stream up a little bit so you can all grab it if you haven't. Snuggles, even though you challenge me, I appreciate you now. I appreciate you now, then, always, for just bringing some really discussion worthy topics to the picture. Mark Nash, I'm heading right over to your channel. I thank you so much for saying, hey, let's reschedule, because Mark Nash is going to be a guest, and you guys, the way the channel is glowed up tonight, that is because of brother Mark Nash. He gave me a little brief tutorial on how to brighten up my channel a little bit. As it's called the Glow Nation, we should be glowing up a little bit more, right? Sammy's Treasure also, please you all visit her. RCE, if you really want to be a mod, please email me. Stop playing around. Naima Saunders, always appreciate you, sis. Tanjon Zoo, don't know if you're still here. Guy, I appreciate you for dropping in. Sir Senior, always salute, brother. Hopi, my 215 sister. Y'all know it's live when 215 is in the building. Absolutely. Just everyone that came in, even if you stopped in, if it was your first time, I hope you liked up the stream. I hope you subscribed. Please share this video, you all. I know we ran a little long. We started a little later, but it was so worth it. So until next time, y'all know what to do. Don't hesitate. Glow up.